Hello and welcome into day two of the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup Championship Tournament. Alongside my good friend Victor Mansoure, I'm Craig Feda, and we're getting ready for this Pool A women's matchup between Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. Neither of these teams saw action yesterday, so it's their first time hitting the court. Here in beautiful downtown Miami, we're outside the AT&T East Plaza at FTX Arena, home of the Miami Heat. And as we said, first game of the tournament for both of these squads. But, Victor, we saw some incredible action yesterday.
Good morning, Craig, and good morning, basketball 3x3 fans around the world. Did we see some exciting games yesterday or what? I mean, competitive, down to the wire, a couple of buzzer beaters. We saw some overtime games. I mean, talk about a great first day. That's exactly what we had to gear up for today. So excited for day two here. Expect the teams who are playing in day two to have. They had a moment yesterday to kind of scout and take an understanding of what weaknesses and strengths of other teams are, and hopefully that can put into play here today. But excited after a tremendous first day of action that we had here yesterday in the AmeriCup 3x3 2022.
You think it does really have to help a lot of the players, such as players on Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados, having watched the action yesterday? If they hadn't competed in a major, large 3x3 tournament before, you play practice your 3x3, you play in some smaller venues, but you get to a venue like this. If you step out onto the court for the first time, the first day, and it's basketball, yeah, but I mean, the venue can be a little overwhelming. It had to have been very helpful to have these teams watch the action yesterday, get a feel for the flavor, the flow, the pacing, and what's going to be expected of them to pull out a victory today. We've got Trinidad and Tobago, where all four of their players, this is their first official event. And we've got some players on Barbados that have been playing 3x3 for a couple of years, but this is their first international event. So it had to have helped them to see the protocols, see how the games were being called, and hopefully that'll lead to some good basketball here straight out of the gate this morning.
And it does count. We're talking about the highest level of competition in the continent. So every little edge, every little advantage just counts. So if you're able to scout a team, if you're able to walk in the venue, if you're able to get a practice in there, if you're able to play a game, all those things add up for you to reach a little bit of a comfort level, so you can get your confidence and be able to deliver under the bright light. So, yes, this is exactly what happened. A couple of teams were able to kind of like sit back, watch, scout, understand how they can play this game. And what we saw yesterday, Craig, was a couple of trends. So, for example, we saw the pick and roll with the player setting the screen, rolling to the basket, be very effective because there's only 3 defenders, so it's really hard to come out from the weak side to help. So I would expect on day two, if I'm the ones playing or I'm coaching, hey guys, we really got to explore the pick and roll with the roller to the basket, or how are we going to defend it? How are we going to do a good job to make it stop? So everything counts, man, especially at this level of competition. So I would expect both of these squads and throughout the day for us to see a couple of adjustments from what we saw yesterday, and excited to get this day started because we are ready for some great competition.
There's a look at the team from Trinidad and Tobago. Afisha Noel, 6'3", 36 years old. Nikaya Baptiste, 5'8", 20 years old. Crystal Ann George, 5'11", 38 years old. And Jamila McCarthy, 6'4", 27 years old. A moment ago, we had a look at Team Barbados. Tamisha Flats, number 2, 5'7", 32 years old. Tony Atherley, 5'5", 38 years old. Jennifer Hackett, 6 feet tall, 39 years old. And Ariane Fields at 5'4", just 19 years old. Again, these opening possessions determined by the flip of a coin, the winner of the flip gets the choice as to whether they take the ball out first or take the ball out to start overtime should it go that far. And we did see that come into play yesterday. A couple of overtime games and a thrilling buzzer beater in overtime. Paula Carrasco for Chile hit a two-pointer in overtime to defeat Argentina. We are underway. Don't see the flags moving in the background today like we saw yesterday. First shot of the game's a deuce, no good by Crystal George. She drives it and leaves it out for Jamila McCarthy. McCarthy can't corral it, so it goes out of bounds, but it goes off of a Barbados defender, so it'll be Trinidad ball. The sun coming in from the left side of the court, not quite as evident right now as it was a few moments ago. At least the camera angle that you're seeing, it doesn't appear to be much of an impact, but you see shadows on the court. That sun's still low in the sky. We are covered, but it is essentially an outdoor venue, so you are going to have to contend with a little bit of wind, have to contend with the sun, as now you see the shadows really starting to take effect as the sun wants to come out behind from a cloud.
Yeah, you're going to get the full out South Florida weather, Craig, you know, where all of a sudden you get the bright sunny and then you get a couple of clouds, even some showers, you know, and then it goes away again, the full tropical weather down in Florida. But you know what? Our players, these men and women, they're used to it, man, you know, being around the Americas and getting all kinds of tropical weather everywhere. So for them, this is nothing but literally a walk in the park, let's say a play in the park. And that's what FIBA, that was the whole idea behind it. And here we are with a beautiful competition, and what a position it is to be able to compete for your country in the AmeriCup 3x3.
Yeah, these early morning hours, if the players are shooting from that far end of the court or getting a pass whipped across court from the sunny side, staring into that sun, you might completely miss the goal, shoot an air ball or a brick, or you might take a pass right between the eyes because you can't see it coming at you.
No doubt. And you know what? As a player, you think about those things. So, for example, those guys, the players right now who were to shoot from the left side have nothing against their face, nothing against their eyes. So guys or girls will actually drift to playing on this side because of that. You know exactly where the wind's coming from. You see right there.
Look at that.
Yeah, as she's putting her hands in. So that's exactly what you do. You use it in your favor when you're playing. You absolutely notice these kind of details to make a difference.
It'd be funny if we saw some players wearing sunglasses out there, some Oakley wraparounds or something, as Afisha Noel finishes in close. I wonder if the rules would allow that. I mean, you're allowed to wear sport goggles.
Yeah, it would have to be a prescription to be part of the uniform. So. It would have to be a situation where you really need it, but not by option.
I don't know. The officials can wear shorts in these tournaments. Why can't the players wear some cool mirrored wraparound shades or something?
And with all the love to the refs, you know, some people might say the refs need glasses too, you know, and I'm a referee defender, and hats off to these guys, you know, being here all day, but you definitely can hear a few of those sometimes.
You see even in the background, the official shading his eyes so that he can keep an eye on the action. It's an early 5-2 lead for Trinidad. Nice rebound there by Noel. Another full day of action here in South FLA. Alongside Victor Mansouri, I'm Craig Feta, and Victor's going to be here all day. I have to step away for a little bit midday to cover a game in Spain. Remotely, of course. And then I'll be stepping back later this afternoon to rejoin Victor for a couple of games.
We'll hold it down for
Soft
you,
hands.
partner.
Yeah.
Mr. Best in the business, Craig Fada, has a full schedule because of that. So we'll hang around for you, my friend. We'll hold you a warm seat when you come back.
Nice steal by Crystal George. But then Trinidad turns it over.
And so far we've seen a little bit of, I think the outlet could be faster for this transition. See right here, get it up top quick, and then look for some back doors. Look for player cutting on baseline passes, definitely try to make that transition quick and try to catch the defense off guard.
Nice action in this one early on, as Crystal George can't complete the bucket there. We've got a timeout on the floor. For all the tournament information, head to the official tournament website, FIBA.basketball/3x3 AmeriCup/2022, as we get a look at the strong move from Afisha Knoll. Pretty drive there by Ariane Fields, just 19 years old.
We see right there the look inside with the nice pass, Greg. And that's how you get, high efficiency shots. That's what you want. You want to get to a position where your bigs can just catch and go up with it near the basket.
George misses the free throw, so we stay at 6-3. Barbados looking to track Trinidad down.
And that time ran into a trap because too much dribbling in the baseline. Perhaps you're able to pick your head up and find the open teammate after the double.
I thought McCarthy was going to go into an offensive set there without going back out beyond the arc, but she got it to a teammate, and now it's 7-3 in favor of Barbados. And a steal there by Crystal George. Out across to George. She lobs it inside. Nice find to get Afisha Knoll, but she can't convert. Now a 2-up on the way. That is good. Ariane Fields scores. And it's a 2-point lead for Trinidad. Missed shot. Fields again. She can't hit that one, as we're inside of 6 minutes to play. Don't forget, in 3x3 play, it's a 10-minute game, or whichever team scores 21 first. If the teams are tied after 10 minutes, we go to overtime, and it's the first team to score 2 points in overtime that wins the game. You don't have to necessarily win by 2, as we saw yesterday. We saw a couple of 2-pointers after a team scored a 1 in the OT. Nice offensive rebound there by Afisha Knoll, going off the glass and in.
Nice job indeed, Craig, because we've seen Trinidad and Tobago so far taking advantage of their athleticism. They are cutting to the basket, fighting for the offensive glass, and therefore getting control of this game because of their presence inside.
9-6 now. Oh, good ball movement by Trinidad there, leads to the easy bucket for Jamila McCarthy. Blocked shot by Baptiste.
You see, once again, they're going to run the same offense. Look for the big inside. You see right there, beautiful seal, just could not get the high-low pass. But the play before as well, they dumped it in, and then once the double team came, just cut to the basket, and Noelle will find the open team, an unselfish player here for Trinidad and Tobago.
Ariane Fields misses the three-pointer, and again, the nice feed to Crystal George. She misses the shot off the glass, and another 2-up on the way. That's good. Tamisha Flats hits from long range. It's 10-8. Barbados hanging around in this one despite the height advantage, significant height advantage for Trinidad. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, and this is their game plan. It's
Hackett
clear.
caught.
It's clear that they're going to dump the ball into Noel, Craig. You know, she's got great passing skills. So she just catches already unselfishly looking for cutters. And then she's finding people left and right around the cylinder, around the key. What an advantage to be able to play inside-out offense.
McCarthy swishes the free throw, and it's 11-8. McCarthy again. (12-9) now, 3:53 to play. Little jump hook, no good by McCarthy. Rebound to Barbados. Barbados is settling for a lot of outside jumpers. Victor, do you think that's because of the height advantage by Trinidad?
Yeah, I think so, Craig. You know, once Trinidad and Tobago has established the inside dominance, really pushing out Barbados out in the perimeter. See right there, everything for Trinidad is inside. So they're playing from the high post, the low post, so which takes Barbados to not be able to take inside shots. They're taking outside shots because of that, playing the jump shot game now. And it definitely has to do with the inside presence of Trinidad and Tobago. It's kind of like the boxing match where you have a fighter that takes the middle, the other one is out in the perimeter. That's what's happening right here. So a clear strategy by Trinidad to establish the inside game.
Timeout on the floor. Trinidad leads 12-9. Up next, we go to the men's draw for Group A play, Aruba and Haiti. Then back to the women. Barbados is right back at it, taking on Brazil. Another full day of action here in Miami. Noel hits the free throw, and it's 13-9. Hand off to Hackett, now right side, and the foul committed there. I believe that's Crystal George.
And good read that time. Notice that the pick and roll is going to come from the top, so she fake jab stepped and went and tried to go into the baseline and then got fouled. It should have been a double dribble right there. It seemed like there was going to be a pass, and she held the ball. But referees let it go. We'll keep going. But, that's the reads that you have to make, Craig. It is a game where you have to understand where people are. It sounds very basic, but where are people and where's my space? So with the 3x3, plenty of room to operate. Pick your head up for a second and make a decision based on where your best spacing is so you can get to the hoop.
Crystal George between a pair of defenders couldn't get it to go, and now a steal and then tipped out of bounds by Nakaya Baptiste. Goes off of a Barbados defender. So it's going to be Trinidad ball. Trinidad leading 13-9 with 2:43 to play. George can't score in close, and a little bit of a bump there, no call. And the 15-footer from Crystal George is good. Tony Atherley wanted the two-pointer. Looked down. By the time she stepped back beyond the arc, the defender closed. And now a foul underneath. That's going to be on Jennifer Hackett. Here you see those long shadows on the court. Strong take by Noel, but she could not convert. Now a two on the way. That missed for Tony Atherley.
So a critical possession here for Barbados, with a five-point game with just 2 minutes to go. See if they can have a good possession. And there it is, a nice backdoor play. They really have to cut into this lead with 2 minutes to go.
That's good. Two-pointer by Nikaya Baptiste. Looked like her right foot was on the arc, though, but counted as a deuce, and now it's a 7-point spread. Trinidad up 16-9. Off the glass, tough shot by Nikaya Baptiste. Lead is 8. Now a 2 on the way. It's just off, and here's Baptiste again. Turnaround by Noel, no good. Rebounded underneath by Atherley. Beg your pardon, that was Hackett, I believe. Now the feed inside to Noel, and the steal by Barbados. Pass into the corner for Flats. First shot skitters out of bounds.
We saw an air ball there. The ball just went out, but a couple of turnovers from both teams. Seems they're feeling a little bit of their legs right now, or their lungs, with just over a minute to go. So important to get good, clear looks in the possessions. Again, you try to create good habits as Noel hits that 2, Craig. You try to create good habits as this tournament goes along so you can bring that with you.
A 2 there by Tamisha Flats gets it to 19-11. Trinidad going for the knockout. If they hit 21 before the clock runs down to zeros, the game is over. 43.9 to play. Barbados needs an awful lot of scoring in a short period of time here. Not sure they can do that against these taller defenders, but that 2 is up and good. 19-13 now. And for the win, just short. Rebound Noel off the glass and in. One more point needed for Trinidad to win. 2 on the way. Got me again. Got to put a quarter in the jar. Now the lob inside. Left hand off the glass for Jamila McCarthy, and that's ball game. 21-13. Trinidad and Tobago takes down Barbados.
Good first game. Trinidad and Tobago, just too much possession, just too much dominance inside. They were able to get what they wanted, easy looks, pass the ball, high lows, pin down, side to sides. And that conversion, that game really gave them control of the game. Barbados always fighting uphill, and that time just too much to handle. Good first game. I like what I see from Trinidad and Tobago. Again, they do have a very solid team, especially inside, and that is an advantage for them that can generate some problems for other teams going forward.
Our next game is going to be on the men's side between Aruba and Haiti. Aruba yesterday fell to Guyana 20-14. Haiti lost to Ecuador 16-11. We're trying to wait for some final stats here on this match we just witnessed. So glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world, for day 2 of the FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament. 1 game in the books already. Trinidad defeated Barbados by the score of 21-13. And now we see Team Haiti coming out onto the floor. Still waiting for the final numbers on the Trinidad-Barbados game. As we look at Team Haiti on the floor, seated 15th, number 6, Marvin Pétion, number 8, Farno Degan, number 22, Antoine Joseph, and number 26, Junior Santel.
And yeah, I'm so glad to see, the National Federation of Haiti, the country of Haiti, fielding a team here, a 3x3 team here, being able to compete at the AmeriCup. You know, this is a country with tremendous potential. This is, a place that deserves all our attention and support because they love their basketball there. And once again, a huge, either through the country of Haiti itself on the island, or through immigrants. Especially in North America, there's so much potential for Haiti, and I'm so glad to see them here. And Aruba is going to have their hands full.
Getting a look at Team Aruba wearing their white uniforms today. Number 7, Dwayne Viotti. Number 12, Irvin Viltas. Number 21, Jadeward Ashby. And number 24, Andre Bryson. Again, yesterday Aruba lost to Guyana 20-14. Haiti lost to Ecuador 16-11. So both of these teams looking for their first win in this tournament. As we go to the coin toss.
There's your quarter jar that you mentioned every time we say 3-pointers, 2-pointers. That's what's being used. And it looks like Aruba is going to start. I would also vote to start. I would rather have the first possession. And if it comes down to an overtime, so be it. But, with the possession, I would take it to begin with.
You get a look at Big Antoine Joseph, 6'8". Caleb Dawson and Felipe Valenzuela are officials for this game.
Beautiful shot at downtown Miami back there, close to the downtown area, the Brickell area. Not too far from South Beach either. I mean, talk about a hotbed for sports and a hotbed for basketball. A beautiful place Miami is, and so glad to see FIBA Americas, not only with the office there, but also hosting the AmeriCup at such a venue, like you said, an NBA venue in the house of the Miami Heat.
A little bit of a typo on the roster page for Team Haiti. Antoine Joseph listed as 6'8", but he's also listed at 507 pounds. I don't think he's quite that big, Victor.
No, yeah, that would be just a little bit under my measurement, but in that case, I believe it is a typo, or else we would have to get a few things going here. But it's fun. It's fun that you mentioned that. Logistics wise, when you try to get information of different countries around the world, and working with the federations, it's so neat to see how things play out. Because again, like this is not a local thing. It is a worldwide event. With country representation. So it's interesting to see. And the federation, they have evolved so much. They have put so much structure. They have put full-time employees under them. So you see that those kinds of errors or even small mistakes are happening less and less because of the profession, the governance, the compliance are really coming through on the administration side for a lot of these basketball federations. So a little typo there. I'm sure he's not 500 as of yet, but those things can happen from time to time.
We now have the numbers from that game between Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. For Trinidad, Aficia Noel had 8 points. Nikaya Baptiste had 5. Crystal George had 3. Jamila McCarthy had 5. So nice balanced scoring for Trinidad and Tobago. Barbados, Tamisha Flats had 4. Tony Atherley had 5. Jennifer Hackett had 1. And Orion Fields had 3. Just about ready to get underway here in the second game of the day between Aruba and Haiti. Aruba will have the opening possession of the game. Andre Bryson. And on the far side, shot no good. Rebounded by Junior Santel. Joseph now left side, gets it underneath and count the bucket. A cutting
Smart play.
Arnold Dagon, yeah.
Smart play, because as soon as he received it, Greg, he opened his hip, Dagon, and already caught the ball going towards the basket, put it on the deck right away, and challenged the defender all the way to the rim. So he didn't catch and try to understand what he was doing. He knew where the space was before the ball arrived.
Dagon hits the free throw, and it's 2-0 in favor of Haiti. Haiti nearly comes away with the steal there. Bryson hounded, and his pass trying to find Ashby underneath, a little too tall. And it's going to be Haiti ball.
Yeah, he got trapped, and then rather than using a soft lob pass, he tried to zip it quickly inside and just a bit too high.
Layup won't go. And now the pull-up just inside the left elbow off the glass for Ashby. Now a 2 on the way. That's good. Arnold Dagon ties it up. I beg your pardon, he gives Haiti a 4-point lead at 4-0. Now the fadeaway. Rebound to Joseph. Antoine Joseph spinning his way to the bucket. He's going to go to the free throw line. Foul committed by Jadeward Ashby.
It took his
Second
man down
team
low.
Foul on Aruba. Go ahead, Victor.
Baseline, Greg. You know, take him to the baseline once, and then it opens up the lane for your secondary dribble. So Joseph's a very smart play, a very clever play, experienced play. Take your man baseline and just open up a whole world to go middle.
Joseph strong inside, off the glass and in. And now a 2 on the way, misses wide right. It's 5-0 Haiti. Joseph at 6'8". Aruba having a very difficult time with him already. Bryson, the step back 3 won't go. Tallest player for Haiti, Dwayne Viotti, at 6'1". He's about 200 pounds. Antoine Joseph at 6'8".
Yeah, and right now Haiti just too tough to guard. You know, you try to guard them closely, but they're able to impose their will and get to the basket. So Aruba has to do a better job of holding Haiti a bit outside, out in the perimeter.
Joseph left side. Tried the crossover, lost the handle, but Dagon tracks it down. He launches up the 2, no good. Joseph, the offensive rebound. Gets it back to Dagon. Hangs in the air, loses the handle, gets it back, and draws the foul. Strong work on the offensive glass by Haiti, Victor.
Yeah, strong work there. You know, offensive rebounds key to this game. So able to stay with it. Dagon, very smart basketball player. Knew he had an opportunity. Just went up on that second bounce.
Haiti pitching a shutout so far. 6-0 with 7:39 to play. Both of these teams looking for their first win in this competition. Haiti yesterday lost to Ecuador 16-11. Aruba fell to Guyana 2014. Baseline drive off the glass, no. And now a little bit of a scrum on the floor.
A little bit of morning flavor, you know, a little bit of morning breakfast. Both of these guys getting the juices going. I mean, you're playing for your national team. And if I'm Aruba, what I would like to see them more, you see the spacing is starting to get better, but also playing the pick and roll because they don't have the height advantage. I would try to force the issue on the switches, trying to go to pick and roll ball screens.
Aruba's gotten some decent looks inside. Oh, pretty spin move there by Degan off the left hand. And it's 7-0 Haiti. So I was saying, Victor, Aruba's gotten some good looks offensively. They've gotten some open jump shots, and they've had some looks in close. They just haven't been able to convert.
Haven't been able to convert, and a lot of times, like you're saying, see a good job by Haiti challenging them. So even though Aruba, they're working hard, a couple of things that I do think they need to improve on. Obviously, try to cut down in the turnovers, but try to attack Haiti and bring that weak side help towards them. And then once the weak side helps come, then kick it out to an open teammate. So try to break the player down. Weak side help comes, find the open guy, and knock down those shots. As we see right there, Degan was just a smooth operation, Craig. Going to his left, going to a spin move. Well done, my friend.
Oh, another pirouetting layup there, and it's 8-0 Haiti. That was Junior Santel scoring. Now the fadeaway in the lane, blocked by Degan. Actually, that was Santel on the block. Beg your pardon, that was Robin Petillon. Still early, Victor. Coffee hasn't quite kicked all the way in yet.
Still early, but Haiti's taking no awareness of the time right now. They don't care what time zone it is, where it is in the world. They're saying, Aruba, if you're not going to guard the corner shot, I'm going to make it. And that's what they did right there. So 10-0 advantage, Craig, here for Haiti. Great start for them.
Bryson travels.
Not sure I agree with that call. Bryson just kind of slowed down a little bit. Good Euro 1-2 step. His foot dragged a little bit in the lane, but not sure I would have called that one a travel.
Oh, nice spin move by Antoine Joseph, and it is 11-0. Bryson can't score, and Aruba still with the bagel. And now a foul away from the ball. So we get the shot clock reset.
Beautiful setup to have.
Shot clock.
The 12-second shot clock, Greg, on the 3x3, right underneath the basket. You see right there, the backboard is made like that with the shot clock underneath. Beautiful setup, so it's visible all the time.
And finally, Aruba scores its first bucket of the game. Dwayne Viotti with the two-pointer. And it's now 12-2, 5:32 to play.
Bryson with the iconic 24 that we all know, and rest in peace, our man Kobe Bryant, Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant. And, with the 24, it seemed right there, we seen Bryson, once he's touched, he's got a bit of flavor to him. He's got a lot of salsa in his game. He's a few hesitations, able to get to the rim. Let's see what Bryson come up here in the last few minutes.
Degan now for two. That's short. Bryson the rebound. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in this one.
Another play that we have yet to see, Craig. You know how sometimes as you're the ball handler, you see guys back up a little bit more so they can come downhill and really put pressure on the defense. So rather than starting your attack on the perimeter, you would see guys maybe perhaps start from the logo or even the half court, and then in 1-2 dribbles, being able to put a lot of pressure on the defender because you're coming with speed. We're still yet to see that. I think that's a play that teams can most likely add to their repertoire.
Nice lob inside to Santel, and then back to Antoine Joseph, and he scores, and it's 13-4. Bryson, and he's gotten a lot of looks inside. Shots just aren't falling for him.
I must have jinxed it. I said 2-4 Kobe Bryant. All of a sudden, you know, nothing's going in. So I'll take that blame, young man.
That 2 misses. Viotti on that attempt. And now out to Petillon. He drives. High off the glass, no. Rebound to Viltis. Another 2 on the way. That missed badly. Petillon for 2 again. That misses. Gets his own rebound off to square it in. 14-4. The lead is back to 10 for Haiti with 3:52 to play.
Yeah, we see right now Haiti with, you know, most of their players playing like forwards, you know, like big bodies, able to put the ball on the ground, fight for rebounding, good shooters can create. And Aruba more like guard plays, you know, where you have players spreading out, trying to fight for positions down low when they're defending. Looking to challenge the ball upstairs that we saw there. But Haiti just too much to handle for Aruba in this particular moment. So you see right there, baselines going everywhere. Good job by Haiti just utilizing the inside and getting to those offensive glass.
I'm very impressed with Antoine Joseph at 6'8", 38 years old. Junior Santel, 6'7". Those guys move really, really well for big guys.
Those guys move really well, and that's exactly what you got to do. You don't have the down the court aspect, but you do have the transition aspect. So how do you go? How do you change your pace going from defense to offense, offense to defense so quick? So you got to be in top shape to play at this level.
Viotti misses the free throw. Down to the far side. That 2 is good. Antoine Joseph scores. 16-4. Baseline drive, tried to get the kick out, but foul.
Yeah, once
called.
that baseline drive happens, Greg, we see right here the upper, because the weak side help came through by Santel. What you want to do is the opposite side. Either we do baseline drive, baseline drift, which is open an angle on the baseline to receive the pass, or they got to come on that 45, on that elbow, and be an option for the player driving baseline to find him.
That 2 misses. Back to Santel. His 2 is off. And a rebound for Haiti. Another 2 on the way. Viotti, short. Kick out to Joseph. That will not count. 3-second violation against Haiti.
And that 3-second happened because we see now both teams falling in love a little bit with the 2-point shot. So the man inside, he was just waiting for position to try to fight for the offensive rebound and never moved, planted himself 3 seconds down the lane.
Oh, they had Joseph on the roll, but he gets the touch pass out. And now poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Haiti. It's the first time I've seen that.
I'll tell you what, I think this Haiti team, Craig, they have a lot of potential, man. They got their legs under them yesterday, and we're seeing the best of them today. They are athletic enough and skilled enough to compete, I think, against the best teams as well going forward.
Count the bucket. As Junior Santel will try to complete the 2-point play. I tell you what, anytime you're around Antoine Joseph, if you throw it into him, you have to be aware that it might come right back. He is so good with those touch passes.
That's right.
He did a one-hander on a roll a few moments ago, and I don't know that I've ever seen that before, a one-hand touch pass off of a pick and roll.
Yeah, and that happens because, he plays with his heads up, got a good understanding of the game. So that's it. Either he gets it and he goes baseline himself, or if there's a bit of a help, he can just kick it out, tap it out to open teammates.
19-4. And Haiti can win it at the free throw line here.
Very comfortable right now. We saw the hesitation to skip. Oh, look at that. Skip down the lane in the park, find him, and then Aruba had nothing to do but foul. But Degan feeling comfortable, like he's back home playing basketball with his family. That's what I absolutely love about it. Be comfortable, my friend. Be confident, and then bring your best game out.
Saintel hits the second free throw, so the next bucket for Haiti will win it with 2 minutes to play. Here's Saintel, baseline drive. Tried to kick it out to Degan. I believe he stepped on the baseline or it got knocked out.
Stepped out of bounds on the end line there. We saw that happen a couple of times yesterday, didn't we, Greg? Where the defender's just the first one to beat the offensive player to the line and nowhere to go but to run out of bounds.
Now to Joseph. Going to use his size off the glass, and that's it. Antoine Joseph, just too much for Aruba. As Aruba falls 21-4 to Haiti.
Yeah, Haiti just had too much going on for them. You know, Aruba could not find any answer to guard Haiti. They tried everything they could, but Haiti just, again, they just had too much, able to get layups down the lanes, post-ups, find the open shooters. We see right there crashing the board. Just too much skill, too much size. We see the big pass to big, playing from inside out. Once again, open layup. So Haiti just too much for Aruba to guard that time, and a tough outing and a good show from Haiti. This is exactly what we expect from them, as this team has a lot of potential.
Wayne Viotti, 2 points for Aruba. Andre Bryson had 2. Both of those came on 2-point shots. Aruba did not make a 1-point shot in that game. For Haiti, Marvin Petillon had 1 point. Farnold Degan had 6. Antoine Joseph had 6. Junior Saintel actually led the way with 8. So the twin tower effect for Haiti between Joseph and Saintel accounted for 14 of the 21 points in their win over Haiti. Our next game, we go back to the women. It's going to be Brazil and Barbados. Barbados just lost 21-13 to Trinidad a few moments ago, so they get no rest. Well,
they get no rest. Some rest, and they're going to play against a very tough Brazil team. This is a squad that I do know that has been practicing for a while. They also have a program that they run across with the Naval Academy. So really getting players that, you know, are active professional players. So Brazil has high hopes for this. Their federation really putting a lot of effort on their national program and their national team program with coaches and training. So Brazil does have high expectation. No wonder they finished the last AmeriCup at a high seed. So they're looking to do the same here in Barbados. Like you said, after a short break, have to come right after. Don't even need warm up. You already got the game flow into you. See if they can try to surprise Brazil a little bit here.
We saw Team Barbados once again. Number 2, Tamisha Flats. Number 4, Tony Atherley. Number 5, Jennifer Hackett. And number 6, Ariane Fields. And now our first look at Brazil in this tournament. Brazil took silver last year in both the men's and women's tournaments. Lineup for Brazil: Laís da Silva. Number 3, Luana de Souza. Number 6, Vanessa Goncalves, and number 22, Victoria Marcelino.
And just to emphasize there, we see all players with the Naval Academy tattoos, you know, tradition back in the Naval Academy in Brazil. So they are representing not only their country, but as well as their services. So interesting program that Brazil got going on. It's very pretty yellow and green uniforms. I did have the honor, the privilege of a lifetime to put those unis on and represent Brazil when I was younger. So it's good to see them competing this level, and Barbados as well. Interesting game coming up for here, Greg. As we see Angel
For this
Martinez.
game, Angel Martinez, yeah, and Deanna Jackson.
Showing off their 3x3 quarter. So not the coin that we have in our pockets, but the 3x3 showing that off. Well branded. Beautiful job by FIBA in making this a premier premium tournament around the world, from the youth level to the senior level, as we see right here. Just 3x3 came to stay. Exciting to play, exciting to watch, exciting to be a part of, and a great way to develop basketball across countries for those who are looking to start either, you know, school programs or after school programs, or even competitive level, as we've seen around the world happen, culminating with the first 3x3 in the Olympics games, Craig, last year in Tokyo. So what a ride it has been, and it's great to watch.
Some nice experience on the Brazilian roster. Lais da Silva, 24 years old, out of Sao Paulo. She's been playing 3x3 events since 2013. She was on last year's AmeriCup team that took silver. Luana de Souza, 31 years old. She just started playing sanctioned 3-on-3 events this year, but she did play in the 22 World Cup. Vanessa Goncalves has been playing 3x3 since 2019, 28 years old. She played in the 21 AmeriCup and the 22 World Cup. And Victoria Marcelino, been playing 3x3 since 19. She also played on that 21 AmeriCup and 22 World Cup team. So De Silva, De Souza, and De Silva, Goncalves, and Marcelino all played together last year. So these are teammates that know each other well. They've got some good size. De Souza at 5'10", Goncalves at 5'11", and Marcelino at 5'11" as well. So they're going to pose some problems for Barbados. Their tallest player is 6 feet, Jennifer Hackett. The other three players 5'7" and under.
And Craig, that is so important. That's why it is a program, right? It's a multi-year commitment that you get players to be part of, and then you start building, you know, the chemistry. You start understanding the characteristics of your teammate. You start feeding off of them. You go through the experiences and the battles together with them, so there's an even stronger bond. So hats off to Brazil to have that mentality, that vision of, you know, let's get players in here for a multi-year, rather just a one-stop shop. That way we can see with some continuity, we can have some results. So definitely would support that for other countries as well, if you have the opportunity, is to really have a national team program. But not just based out of the 4 that are here. My understanding is that there's also other players that did not make the trip that are also part of the program. So that's what you do there. Therefore, there is a system in place. There's a vertical, rather than, you know, liquidity changes of roster changes and bringing people in that don't know each other yet.
We are underway. Deanna Jackson gives the ball to Barbados to start off the game, and the nice drive there by Atherley won't go. Now the cross-court pass, and it looks like Marcelino was held.
Yeah, an interesting play. As the ball was in the corner, she was already holding her position in the elbow, but she had a lot of angle to receive that pass, and Barbados had nothing but holding option to stop the advantage.
Three on the way from D'Souza, misses. Rebound tracked down in the corner. Outside to Atherley, but the pass a little too wide. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Brazil ball. Now the feed down low to Goncalves. Working her way into the lane is Flats. Shot won't go. Two on the way from D'Souza. That rattles out, and the rebound to Atherley. Here's Fields. Back to Atherley. Shot clock winding down. Her shot misses. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation, and Brazil trying to execute more here thus far. We're going to see here from the set play. They put two players high up in the elbow, pass, a screen away, and a slip. Right there, that is a design play. They ran one earlier that they fit the ball inside after the pick. This time it was a what we call a slip. You see right there, they're going to pretend they're going to do a pick and roll rather than slip to the basket. Nice find. So Brazil with the set plays to begin. And give credit to Coach Rafaela, who's sitting just courtside right there. I see her wearing the green shirt. So, you know, credit to Brazil to have those set plays.
Goncalves blocks the shot. Now the feed underneath, off the glass and in. 2-0 Brazil. And the steal by Marcelinho, she can't convert. They say Brazil did not take it out beyond the arc.
That's what I think. After the steal, she did not clear the arc, and therefore could not
like
have
only
taken
one
the shot.
Foot got out there. Now 2 on the way. That's good. Pretty stroke there by Lais da Silva, and it's 4-0 Brazil. The shot by Atherley just a little short, won't go, but a good look inside nonetheless. Shot won't count.
But this is very interesting, Greg. This is the first time we've seen teams do this. So Brazil, every time they transition to the offense, right there you see the other players are holding position, holding their players in the back so they can have that angle towards the basket. So they have done this perhaps 4 or 5 times already in this game. So interesting. The players that don't have the ball, once the ball is cleared, are boxing out the defender so they can have an angle of a pass going towards the basket.
Marcelinho will go to the free throw line after the foul by Jennifer Hackett. Again, we see those black cloth pieces over the first number on the Barbados uniforms. Does not meet with FIBA protocol. They have a 0 in front of the single digits. You can have 2, 4, 5, and 6, but you can't have 0, 2, 0, 4, and so forth. You can have a 00, but you can't have a 0 and a single digit.
What was your number, Craig?
Well, I didn't play a lot of organized basketball, Victor.
Well,
so I didn't have one, but my old football number, American football, of course, was good old number 64.
And, you know, a lot of coaches will say, hey, as long as you have a number, you're okay. You know, if you don't have a number, then we got something going on. So it don't matter what number it is, just make sure you got one.
Yeah, I was not built for this vertical game.
Me neither.
I was built. I was built to push things around.
What interesting to see, right? How these athletes now, you know, being able. Can you imagine, you know, being a full-time professional 3x3 player, you know, do this all year round, competition all over the place. I mean, you gotta love it, man. This is an absolute great way to see the game evolving to this level.
And you're still playing at a very high level. You're playing the professional world tour events. You're playing national senior level events. but it's still, I don't know, there's still a little bit more of an element of fun, of being a little more casual, a little more
Mm-hmm.
loose than the
Mm-hmm.
5-on-5 senior level tournament games. I mean, those are intense, sometimes blood feuds almost between some of
Mm-hmm.
these national teams. That carries over a little bit here to the 3x3, but it just seems it's a little more laid back. It's a little more chill. You have a little bit
Yeah.
more fun. You have the colored ball, you have the officials in shorts. It's definitely got a more playground feel, and it just seems like it to be a player at this level would be just so much fun.
So much fun. And we see guys migrate. We see Brazil once again holding that position. We've seen people migrate, especially like that, from the 5-on-5 to the 3x3 because of it, because of the calendar, because of the layback. And, the 3x3 a lot of the times is what we do in competitions, in practices, even in pickup in parks. So a natural feel, organic match to a lot of these basketball players.
Beautiful cut there, but the pass just a little too tall. So it's Brazil ball, leading by a touchdown, 7-0. Offensive rebound by D'Souza, and she goes glass for the easy bucket. Now feeding the post. Nice job defending it. Oh, the beautiful no-look backhand pass to Goncalves, and she scores. It's 9-0 now.
Yes, indeed. Drew the defender inside, faked like she was going to go for the layup. As soon as the big came up to help, she dropped it in beautifully, like you said. A nice dish, and Brazil with the finish.
Atherley looking, nothing there, so she takes it herself, spins her way off the glass, won't go. And now the open look for two, missed by Goncalves, and Barbados has it back. A two on the way, wide right, and it's going to be Brazil ball with 5.5 minutes to play in this game, leading 9-0.
Yeah, Brazil just too big right now, too athletic, pushing Barbados back out of their comfort zone. They're not able to get the looks that they want. So Barbados kind of feeling the pushback from Brazil this moment.
Victor, you talked about the colors of Brazil on the uniform. Iconic yellow. We talked about some iconic uniforms we saw yesterday with Argentina and their sky blue as Barbados gets their first point of the game. That yellow of Brazil is distinctive with the green and blue accents. Sometimes you'll see them in that green as the base color. And when you see Brazil come on the court, you know it's Brazil.
Yeah, very distinct call, like you said, Craig. And then Brazil, just a humongous country, 220 million, I believe, right now in population. And not only that, with so much nature and so much with the Amazon, that we have, and all the coasts of Brazil with all its beaches. So and the beautiful clean skies. So very distinct, in South America, the geography, very neat. So like you said, yeah, this bright yellow for Brazil, it represents a lot. And this is a team, Brazil, or a federation, that on the 5-on-5 have won on the women's world championship in I believe around the 1990s with Hortensia and Paula. So like, this is a squad, this is a federation that has so much potential, players in the NBA, in the WNBA, so much potential to fight for the high seeds on the 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 throughout the men's and women's competition.
Nice feed down low to Goncalves. And it's 12-1. Brazil is one of those countries, Victor, in South America that I have not yet had the privilege to visit. Was hoping to get there for tournament prior to COVID, but could not get a visa in time, so ended up not being able to make that trip. And then COVID hit and a whole bunch of things changed in the world, so I have not made it down to Brazil, but been to Argentina and Uruguay and Colombia, Venezuela, Panama. Just unbelievable places, unbelievable cultures. So very similar, but yet so very distinct. Each of these countries.
And we're gonna get you down there, you know, with basketball or not. You're gonna come over to my place, and I'll tell you what. At this moment, though, Barbados also looking for an invitation because Brazil being not a good host at this moment, just taking it to them, you know, putting so much pressure on Barbados, beating this game, winning this game right here. We have a 14-1. So Brazil definitely a very social country, very welcoming, but bringing no friends, making no friends with Barbados right now.
Goncalves will go to the free throw line. 28-year-old from Santos. Nice little feed, but the short jumper is off.
And here's that seal again.
Bob back inside, and the pretty reverse for Marcelinho.
This seal is going to get them very far. They're going to get at least 2 or 3 points every game out of that. And just like we spoke in the beginning, Craig, as you got people scouting, right, on the first day. If I'm watching Brazil right now, I'm definitely talking to my team, hey, we got to add this to our game, which means as soon as we get the ball out in the perimeter, make sure the other players are sealing. We might have a good angle to make that pass.
Two-pointer puts Brazil up 18-1. Shot clock expires, and a 12-second violation as there was just no room for Ariane Fields to put a shot up. Another two that missed by Lais da Silva. That two misses for Fields. Just beautiful ball movement, beautiful movement away from the ball. And it's 19-1. Kick out for the win. Splash that one, and Brazil with the biggest win of the tournament, 21-1 over Barbados.
Solid, convincing
Team USA
win.
defeat Guyana, the women, 21-2, but this one, biggest win of the tournament, 21-1, Brazil over Barbados.
And the reason why that happened, Craig, is because Brazil was very disciplined. You can see them running their sets on after check balls, on dead balls. We saw them clearly going inside, as we see there with Vanessa. And also, like we mentioned 2 or 3 times already, the seals to get the cutter. You see right there, sealing to get the ball inside. So Brazil executed, very disciplined team. And that's the reason why Aruba had such a hard time, because Brazil was moving, they were setting screen, they were reversing the ball, they were getting the ball inside out. So unselfish play from Brazil. And if they keep on doing this in this tournament, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Brazil, the defending silver medalists in this event, lost to Team USA in the gold medal game last year. No doubt Goncalves, Marcelinho, and da Silva, who took silver last year, will be looking to upgrade their medal a little bit. They are seeded 4th in this tournament. Balanced scoring for Brazil in that one. Lais da Silva, 7 points. She hit 3 2-pointers. Luana de Souza had 1. Vanessa Goncalves had 6. And Victoria Marcelinho had 7. For Barbados, Tony Atherley had their only point. As we look at the next contest, go back to the men's side, Group A, Guyana and Ecuador. How's my pronunciation of the Brazilian names coming along, Victor.
You're doing very well, my friend. And you know what? As this tournament goes on, we're going to do even better, with Gonçalves and Marcelino. We're going to get there, my friend. But you're doing absolutely great. It's funny. It's good that you mentioned that. People don't realize we do all these games, with players from all over the world. So we get to practice our pronunciation in Spanish and Portuguese and French and in English. So great job, my friend. Great effort. I will definitely give you an A right now.
Yeah, and it's funny, working international basketball the way you and I do, there's a lot of the same root type languages. You have Spanish, Italian, and then you have the French and the Portuguese mixed in, and there's little variances from country to country. And you go to a game where you have a Spanish pronunciation. And then, for instance, I've also worked in LBA Serie A in Italy. And although those look the same, the pronunciations are slightly different with some of those letter combinations. So when you have these games, especially in the nature of this 3-on-3 coming back to back so rapid fire, it's sometimes difficult to keep your mouth and your tongue and your brain engaged from country to country.
No, yes, it is.
You glance at a score sheet and you see a name and you immediately spit it out and you kind of default or defer to a particular kind of pronunciation. And, sometimes it's just slightly off.
Hey, slightly off, but we got to give it to the effort. If somebody out there, especially because of the vocals, right? The A-E-I-O-U, those are the ones, that makes a big of a difference. So rather than being Alexandre Guerra, would be Guerra. So, there's a different pronunciations for that. And for those watching us on the YouTube channel, if we by any chance, or need to correct a thing or two, let us know, and we'll definitely get it right. We're definitely here to show everybody a good time, embrace all cultures and all corners of the world. As we see Guyana here coming on the court, definitely happy to see them, a country that I got to visit and get to meet their basketball administrators, their enthusiasts. So great to see Guyana fielding a good basketball 3x3 team, as Mr. Gordon James, a great basketball player too. We saw him play well yesterday. So if we get our pronunciations for some reason, Greg, one or two letters wrong, hey, let us know in the chat. Let us know live, and we'll definitely get it right, guys.
We saw Team Ecuador just a moment ago. They defeated Haiti yesterday, 16-11. Here's Team Guyana. Number 3, Nicolai Smith. Number 4, Delroy James. Number 5, Gordon James. And number 10, Shelroy Thomas. Guyana yesterday defeated Aruba 2014. There's Team Ecuador. Number 5, Martin Martinez. Number 8, Edward Sanchez. Number 10, Alexander Guerra. And number 23, Jordan Cardenas. This is the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup Tournament, Day 2, alongside my partner, the best in the business, Victor Mansoure. I'm Craig Fada. We are so glad to be bringing you this event, taking place at AT&T East Plaza at FTX Arena in gorgeous downtown Miami, FLA, in the southeastern United States.
And the
right
vision,
the home court of the Miami Heat.
The vision, Craig, of FIBA when they really decided to invest on 3x3, a lot of it had as a pillar this right here. Getting certain countries that would have perhaps historically have had some challenges competing at the 5-on-5 level is how do you create for them a place or channel where they can compete? And this is exactly right here. There's no reason why this Guyana team or this Ecuador team don't think that they cannot win the AmeriCup 3x3. They absolutely can. So what a neat thing to see, as a platform for these guys to be able to compete and make their country proud at the highest level.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday in 3x3 as we get a look at our officials, Felipe Valenzuela and Maria Oliveri, that if you have a country that doesn't have a significant depth of population, such as the United States, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, you might struggle putting together a deep roster of 12 players and have 5 quality starters. But in 3x3, if you can get 4 solid players, that makes you a lot more competitive. You don't have to have that depth of the bench. You don't have to find that
Correct.
7-footer,
Yep.
that can run like the wind and jump and dunk
Yep.
and do all the things that we see, some of the bigger players in some of the bigger countries be able to do, because
Yep.
that traditional 5 position just doesn't really exist in the 3x3 game. So you have a
Yep.
smaller country like Guyana or Ecuador, and if you can find 4 good players, you're going to be pretty competitive.
That's right. That's right. And it's so neat to see at that extreme the competition side of it. Like you mentioned, you're able to put a competitive team together real quick, independent of your population number in your country. So that's one side. Now the other side too, Craig, is the ability to recruit and to introduce basketball to new players, right? People that maybe perhaps boys and girls out there who have not had a chance yet to play organized basketball. And by starting with the 3x3, all of a sudden they have more room to understand the game. They're going to get more touches on the ball because now you have 3 teammates rather than 5. You're going to get good reps. So also, if you look at the extreme, the development of the game, you do have the competition side, like you said. Now Ecuador and Guyana can compete against anybody. But on the other extreme too is how do you're able to welcome new basketball players and let them develop their game, get introduced to basketball through 3x3 as well.
And for some of these smaller countries that don't have the same type of budget that, a Team USA or Team Canada might have, it doesn't cost you as much to move all the players and staff from event to event. You don't need such a big venue to host an event.
That's right. That's right. And being attached to the Olympic Committee too, Craig. Now all of a sudden you got the Olympic system as part of it. So you have your national federation plus your Olympic committee, your local Olympic committee, because it is an Olympic sport. So it is an Olympic qualifier. So those two structure really are going to help. For you to put in a competition, to have a team, like you said, because it won't be as expensive, perhaps, won't require as much logistics as the 5-on-5. So a beautiful product, as we see Osvaldo right here getting things set. Osvaldo always working hard. A very well respected man in the FIBA world, through competition, and especially also as well working with the Venezuela national team and their federation. So we should get started here underway shortly, as we are just waiting for the media time, the TV time. But you're absolutely right. By getting the 3x3 under the structure, you're able to put the tournament together, put a team together, because the logistics are not as harsh as the 5-on-5.
Couple of moments from tip-off here. Once again, we are so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from on the FIBA basketball channel on YouTube for the 2022 FIBA 3x3 AmeriCup tournament, day 2 of competition. Fourth game of the day already. Victor, how many cups of coffee have you had already?
Well, so far one. Let's see how we go by the end of this game. But so far one, my friend. I'm lit up over here. Enjoying this 3-on-3 tournament. Definitely down in South Florida, perfect place to have it.
Beautiful move to start the game off by Delroy James, the 36-year-old. Puts it in off the glass to give Guyana a 1-0 lead. Martinez. Good defense there by Alexander Guerra. Pull-up J. Short, or rather a little long by Shelroy Thomas. And now the behind-the-back pass off the glass. No good for Cardenas. Spinning move high off the glass won't go for Gordon James. James on the dish off the glass. Pretty ball movement by Guyana. And they're up 2-0. And the blocked shot by Gordon James, but I think I'm going to say there's a little too much body underneath, and going to the free throw line is Alexander Guerra.
Yeah, and Guerra, he went to the Guerra, which means with the battle right there. He went upstairs with that drive and just got challenged, like you said, underneath. And I think so, too. Blocking foul at the bottom. He knocks down the free throw and then try to go quick, slick here, try to get the ball back after Guyana might have a touch, but the referees know, say, hold on a second. Guyana's going to get a free start here from the top.
Look at you, man. You got the went to the broadcasters school there and broke out the multilingual pun with Guerra. That's impressive.
I guess we're getting comfortable here by the minute.
2 pointers short by Cardenas. Delroy James, a little shuffle of the feet on his way to the bucket. Kept the ball moving, though. He misses, and now it's Ecuador ball. And that's another one of those pronunciations, Victor, when we talk about Cardenas. There's no accent mark over the end, so it's not Cardenas, it's Cardenas, right?
I want to say Cardenas because most likely that's how you say it. Yeah, that's how you say it in Spanish. So maybe perhaps here they don't have it on here, but I would say Cardenas, as is very common in Spanish.
Well, that's what I was thinking as well, but none of the documentation that we have has the Enya on it. So let's see if maybe it's on the back of the uniform.
We're going to turn on the live chat here. You know, if somebody comes through and they think we should say it a different way, we definitely welcome that. As we see Guyana talk about playing a different way, James sizing his man up on several one-on-ones with that strong left hand that he has, able to get himself to the rim or get fouled. So what I want to see, though, from Guyana, especially try to get a little bit of a movement before you drop into that one-on-one. Don't go into the one-on-one so quick, or else the defenders can collapse on you, and really pay attention to where you're going.
Strong move to the bucket for Edward Sanchez. And he draws the foul. Try to get Ecuador one closer. Back iron on the free throw. Rebound back tap and taken by James. Now stolen away. Nice change of direction by Sanchez off the glass and in. Beautiful move by Edward Sanchez. James couldn't get it to go under the defense off the glass, and now here's Big Jordan. Easy shot for him, and we're tied up at 4.
Easy shot. That's how you play, my friend. Get the ball down low, 2 dribbles, strong to his left shoulder, and just pretty much lay the ball in. Nothing you can do about that. For Guyana, you got to try to stop him before, because he's going to do that all day if you're Ecuador.
Off the glass. Guyana looking for the lead. Try to get it back. Now Cardenas again. His shot blocked. Gets it back. Misses. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Guyana ball.
Guyana ball. And Jordan Cardenas starting to make his presence felt, wearing that number 23 that we all know who it is. And especially down low, you know, able to to get those rebounds, be a presence, get fouled, or open teammates. So Ecuador definitely need to keep on playing to Jordan Cardenas, as is their main threat right now. And a good time out here, Craig. You know, as you get your feet under the game, maybe play 3 minutes, take a break for a second. Okay, guys, what's going on? Who are we going to attack on the offense? You see right here, they went against Cardenas twice because also, you know, being the big, he might have a little bit of a challenge keeping up with the ball handler. And if you're Ecuador, timeout, what's going on? What's happening for us? Hey, give me the ball down low if you're Cardenas because I can get us a good look. So that's what you're talking about on those timeouts is what's working and where do we got to adjust.
Pull-up jumper no good for Shelroy Thomas. And now here's Martinez on the drive. Count the bucket, says Maria Olivieri. And now Ecuador with its first lead of the game at 5-4.
Beautiful job on that drive in the continuation, just strength and concentration to be able to continue and finish the play.
Short on the free throw for Martinez, and Ecuador maintains the 1-point lead. Here's the drive by Delroy James. His shot won't go. Tracked down out of bounds, and who's it going to be?
I think it touched white last. I want to say this is
That's
Ecuador ball here.
Yeah,
good call by the ref.
Nikolai Smith.
Mm-hmm.
We'll stop and go now by Martin Martinez. Finds his way to the bucket, draws the foul.
Yeah, Martinez imposing his will, just being able to cut through the lane. Too much hand checks. Many hand checks for Guyana. You got to keep your man in front. Don't reach for that ball. So early trips here to the charity stripe for number 5, Martin Martinez.
So it's a 2-point lead now for Ecuador at 6-4. Double, triple clutch by Delroy James gets the bucket, and now the quick 2 from the corner is no good by Sanchez. 22-year-old from Peekskill, New York, playing for Team Ecuador. Nice move by Delroy James. His shot is blocked.
Looked like James had a...
Duras says, no, sir.
Get that out of here, because it looked like James had the pull-up before. Then he pivoted once too much, and they got himself in trouble, and Guerra made sure that he knew all about it.
Boy, Guerra with some strong defense on Delroy James. Now Guerra the kick out. 2 on the way. Missed wide right for Martinez. Nikolai Smith trapped along the baseline, had nowhere to go, and the pretty feed to Shelroy Thomas. He goes underneath, up and in, and we're tied up at 6.
Good job that time, Guyana, keeping the possession before it went out of bounds. Found his teammate underneath the basket, but in Ecuador, wasted no time. A nice backdoor cut. You see right there, just a pump fake, and I think there was enough contact there for the foul to be called.
That free throw up and good for Edward Sanchez, and Ecuador back on top by 1. 7-6, and then Gordon James muscles his way to the bucket and lays it in with the right hand.
Yeah, that's just too much right there. Grabbing, hand check for sure. The first bump was clean. The second one had 2 hands. So Jordan definitely got fouled that time. I would go right back to him, as they seem like they will right here. Referee's calling 3 seconds on the key, and then he's got a case. Jordan saying, no, I stepped out, but he stepped out after the call was made.
2-pointer by Gordon James missed. As we hit the 4.5-minute mark here, we are tied at 7. Guyana had the early lead. Ecuador tied them, took the lead, and now we're tied back up at 7. Been an entertaining game so far.
Very entertaining game.
The line is Martin Martinez.
And Craig, Guyana now with that 17 fouls. We saw this be a factor yesterday because it is such an advantage to be able to shoot 2 shots and count it as a 2. So Guyana has to be careful with those hand checks going forward.
Both free throws missed by Martinez, though. So they are unable to take advantage. Another shot blocked. Martinez that time swats it away.
And the reason why they're getting their shot blocks is because they're not getting a lot of ball movement before the drive. So when they make the drive, everybody's looking at the ball. You can see where it's coming from. So you're going to have more players challenging the shot.
Kick out to Martinez, wide open deuce. That looked like it was going to go down, but it wouldn't. And now here comes Guyana. Substitution before this next play here. Gordon James working on Cardenas. Couldn't get the shot to go. No, Martinez bumped on his way to the bucket. Kick out 2 is up and good. Alexander Guerra gives Ecuador its biggest lead of the game at 10-7. And now a steal underneath by Cardenas. Drive by Guerra, kick out. Woo. Martinez thought about another 3. Oh my goodness. A little give underneath to Cardenas and he scores, yeah.
Heads up play, man. The ability to spin move at full speed to change directions. See if we can get a replay of that. So it's an extremely hard play to do. Changing directions on a spin at full speed. And then when the big came, just dumped it off for Cardenas to be able to finish. But good job by Ecuador, establishing themselves, getting to the lane. Once they're able to get to the lane, like we saw last time, they're able to dish it to Cardenas or get the outside shot to Guerra, that is. So definitely, Craig, by the ability of Ecuador to start. There it is. Beautiful spin move to get his men off of him. Get off of me right there. Whoop. See you later. Now you see me. Now you don't. And get Cardenas with the bucket.
Nikolai Smith kind of left standing there with his mouth open going, where'd he go? Now the pull-up by Delroy James, a little too strong. Rebound Martinez. Coming up on 3 minutes to play, Ecuador with the 4-point lead. Math was never my strong suit. And it looks like one of the Guyana players is injured, and so the sportsmanship there. Ecuador doesn't take advantage of the player down.
And this should be a kick ball violation here. No call on the play. The ball was on the floor, and then Ecuador kicked it. So good job, turnover. Back to Guyana.
Oh, the drive and the bucket. Nikolai Smith.
And that's Guyana's game plan, Craig. They're going to put their head down. See right there, no hesitation. Just go to the rim, 1-2 dribble, and go up with it. So if you're Ecuador, you might want to try to back off maybe an arm or 2 arms length and allow Guyana to take the outside shot rather than going to the basket.
Smith could not complete the 2-point play, and now here's Sanchez back the other way. And the 2 is up and good. Shelroy Thomas gets Guyana back to within 1 at 11-10. 2:22 to play. Shelroy Thomas gets it out to Delroy James. Delroy back out to Shelroy. And they're going to call that a tie-up.
So Guyana with some clean looks here to try to get the tie. Just was not able to finish there. I'm pretty sure he definitely wants that playback if he could have a rewind.
Cardenas working his way in. His hook shot is blocked by Gordon James. Now a little fadeaway. by Shelroy Thomas, or beg your pardon, Alexander Garra wouldn't go. And now here's Shelroy Thomas, his 2 just off. Offensive rebound for James. Gordon James was going for the poster move there.
Yeah, and he said, come on, ref, didn't you hear the ball? Look at this. I got all ball right there. And he might have a case, actually, you know, above the rim play, difficult play to ref because there's some body on it. But, hey, if I'm pretty sure the referee could take a look again. He might have just given a clean block that time.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that's hard to make, or one of those calls that's hard to make in real time. It's that kind of the charge versus block call.
They have a second, half a second to make that call, man. If that
less than that, yeah.
Such a tough window. So we get it.
Well, we're tied back up at 11. Ecuador led by 4 just a few moments ago. Inside of a minute to play. Don't forget, if we're tied after 10 minutes, we go to overtime. And the first team to score 2 points in overtime will win.
And Cardenas has got his...
2, you just need to score 2.
He's got his baby hook blocked twice now, Craig. What he might want to do is once he turns into that left shoulder, then pump fake and go for the up and under coming on the other side, just because he had a block. And now sloppy play from Ecuador here.
A little 40 seconds to play. I'm not sure if the teams are tired or they're just kind of resting up for overtime. And the good defense results in the travel. So now Guyana will have a chance with 32 seconds left to run a set play here to try to get a bucket. Here's Delroy James, guarded by Garra. Shot clock at 5. Spinning. Shelroy won't go. Rebound poked around and out of bounds. And timeout on the floor. We're tied at 11 with 18.5 to play. Once again in 3x3 rules, if we go to overtime after 10 minutes and the teams are tied, the team which lost, or rather did not take the opening possession of the game, will get the opening possession of overtime. Opening possession of the game determined by coin flip. The winner of the coin flip can choose to take the ball first to start the game, or they can defer in the event there is an overtime. I believe Ecuador had the opening possession of the game in this one. As we get a look there on the block by Cardenas. Shot clock still on. Remember, it's only a 12-second shot clock. Garra with 2 on the shot clock. Does get the shot off from 15. Won't go. Rebound. Back tap. 3, 2, and 1. And, oh, there's still about half a second left, Victor.
Yeah, half a second of that. But let me, I guess, make a point of emphasis here. Timeout Ecuador. The game is tied. Your team is on bonus. I would definitely have gone inside. You know, try to draw some contact, either an easy deuce or a foul. In this case, they chose to go Guerra one-on-one. They got nothing out of it, and we got ourselves overtime.
The game winner from 2-point range for Martin Martinez did not fall, and so we will be going to overtime. Again, to review. First team to score 2 points in overtime will win the game. You don't necessarily have to win by 2. As we saw yesterday, we had one team on 2 occasions score a 1-pointer, and then the winning team shoot a 2-pointer for the win.
Yeah,
so kind of an Elam ending here in overtime, which I love this rule. This is just an excellent rule.
And with the 17 fouls, if you're Ecuador, you want to put the pressure on, because if there is a foul, you can finish this game off with the 2 free throws.
So here's Martinez. Over to Guerra. Thought he was going to launch a game-winning attempt. Martinez does. A little too strong.
That has to be blue,
Guyana.
but I don't think it was their possession change on that. So they're going to reset the shot clock, even though Guyana really never got a grasp of that ball.
Yep. So here's Guerra. The clock is off in overtime, but the shot clock still runs. Shot clock at 2. Now 1. Off the glass, won't go. Rebound to Delroy James. But Guyana with their first possession in overtime for the win. Ooh, thought that was a good look there by Delroy James. And now Martinez for the win. Short right, feet underneath to Cardenas. He loses the handle. Gordon James gets it out to Shelroy Thomas. Shelroy for the win. A little too strong. Martinez back underneath to Cardenas. He takes the easy one. And so now it's Ecuador 12-11. Ecuador needs 1 to win. Guyana hits a 2 here. They win it. Boy, Delroy had a pretty good look there. Now Martinez with his team looking for the win. Shot clock inside 4. Cardenas for the win. Shot blocked! Now for the win, Gordon James, short. Rebound tracked down to the corner by Thomas. He throws it off. No, he does not. He steps on the baseline before he threw it off of Jordan Cardenas.
Yeah, what a beautiful
huge
block that
there.
was.
A game-saving block by Gordon James. Here's Martinez between the legs, now to the free throw line, handing it outside. Here's Guerra.
Spacing.
Shot clock. Did he get it off? It didn't go anyway. Cardenas can't get the rebound. Delroy James on the right wing, guarded by Martinez. For the win. Off the glass and in! Delroy James gives Guyana the win. A 2-pointer off the glass. And Guyana takes it 13-12.
Just like they drew it out, Craig, you know. Make sure you jab step and then shoot that ball off the glass from the 45 for the game winner. That's exactly how they drew it up.
Oh, my goodness. Ecuador had so many good looks at it down the stretch. And in overtime, Cardenas had the shot blocked. And then Delroy James with the game winner for Guyana over Ecuador. So Guyana moves to 2-0. After defeating Aruba yesterday, Ecuador falls to 1-1.
So Ecuador letting one slide here is a big game for them. It seemed they got a bit tired there in the end. Just were not able to finish it up, you know, in the last minute in overtime. They were really looking for that 2-pointer rather than going for 2 quick ones or trying to get the foul. So good outing, though, by both teams. Just Ecuador just ran out of gas there in the end. And the bank is open on a Saturday morning in Miami, my friend.
Getting the next game lined up. Going back to the women, Brazil and Trinidad and Tobago. As we get a look for the first time since the first game this morning, Trinidad and Tobago, they're wearing red this time. There's Afisha Noel, Nakaya Baptiste, Crystal-Ann George, and Jamila McCarthy. Trinidad and Tobago defeated Barbados in the first game of this day, 21-13. Brazil played prior to that Guyana-Ecuador game, defeated Barbados 21-1.
And this will be an interesting matchup. You know, once again, Brazil has a very disciplined, trained team. You know, they look good in their first game. They look good as they look in these uniforms. You know, beautiful, just a beautiful setup. So Brazil had a great game to start. So shout out to the Confederation on their program that they're having. And Trinidad also had a very good outing in their ability to control the paint. You know, win the key game inside the lane. So let's see how these both teams match up in the beginning of the game and get that inside presence. Who's going to be the one dominating the paint game and on this match?
Brazil wins the toss. And there's our officials for this game. Kayla Dawson and Gonzalo Paz. And if we can go back a moment to the final stats on the Guyana-Ecuador game, which ended just a moment ago. Nicolai Smith had 1 point. Delroy James had 5, including the game winner in overtime from 2-point range. Gordon James had 4. Shelroy Thomas 3 for Ecuador. Martin Martinez had 3. Edward Sanchez 2. Alexander Guerra had 3. And Jordan Cardenas had 4. We are underway between Brazil and Trinidad and Tobago.
And it started the exact way I expected to be. Both teams fighting hard for position down low. You see right there, even before the game starts, even the ball's being played, Trinidad trying to establish the low post game.
Yeah, this is not necessarily going to be an easy matchup for Brazil. Trinidad and Tobago has some length. Afisha Noel at 6'3", Crystal Ann George at 5'11", and Jamila McCarthy at 6'4". Two-point shot on the way by Victoria Marcelino. No good, but then the putback by Gonçalves. And Brazil's on top 1-0. Left side to Noel. Her long jumper won't go. Offensive rebound by Baptiste.
But pay attention to every time. This is going to be Trinidad ball here. But next time Brazil starts with the ball, they run a set on every single check-in. Either straight to a quick hitter or quick hitter into a pick and roll. They've done this already. Let's see here now as they set up. They start with both the players up in the elbow, and they either go with the ball screen or away from the ball screen. Let's see here what they run, as this is a very well-coached team.
Offensive foul against Nakaya Baptiste turns it over to Brazil. And the bounce pass into the post. Pretty spin move toward the baseline for Gonçalves, and she gives Brazil a 2-0 lead. Here comes Baptiste. She gets it back, loses her defender. It's 3-on-2 for Trinidad. They could not take advantage of the Brazilian defender being out of the play. So it's Trinidad ball. Here comes George to her right. Jump shot from the free throw line won't go, and now Brazil. Her shot off the glass is up and in, and she'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the 2-point play. Victoria Marcelino.
Yeah, good job that time, Victoria Marcelino, able to get to the hoop. It seemed like she shoved for her feet for a second before she left, but no call, and she's going here for the N1. The 2-point play the hard way. Yeah, and that time, Afisha Noel just too much to handle. The referee is going to call warning here on that inbound. You cannot touch the ball. You cannot get into the plane on that inside restricted area for the player to get the ball started, the game to get restarted. So here we have an offensive foul, Craig, in Brazil before an off-the-ball action. The referee saying right there, charge motion. So perhaps a push-off away from the ball.
4-1 in favor of Brazil. Less than 2 minutes elapsed, and that pass just a little bit too tall for Crystal George. Had to be really tall for the 5'11" George not to be able to track that down. And it's Brazil ball. Here's Gonçalves driving on Noel. Her shot won't go. Rebound to Baptiste, and now some battling away from the ball.
Yep. And this is exactly what we expected going into this.
Noel and Gonçalves. And Kayla Dawson making sure everybody's settled down.
And she's saying 10 seconds on the shot clock too.
Long two on the way. I think Gonçalves got a piece of that, and she puts up a two of her own, and that is good.
Good decision that time.
6-1 in favor of Brazil.
Had nothing inside, decided to take her shot her own.
Nice work by Marcelinho to get it to a teammate while she was on the floor. That too is up and good. That time it's Luana da Souza. Boy, sure looked like Noel's right foot was on the baseline, but Trinidad turns it over anyway. The putback by Marcelinho won't go. And a two-point attempt for Gonçalves misses. Two on the way from Crystal George, and that is up and good. 8-3 now in favor of Brazil. 11:15 to play.
And if the call here was an offensive foul on the seal, let's see right there. Is he going to call the charge here? Maybe just a bit too much of a hook. That was the call. We're interested to see if we're going to get that consistency on this play call throughout the day.
I guess by the letter of the law, she did have her arm around her, but I didn't see a lot of contact or moving the player off her spot or gaining an advantage by having the arm back there.
Yeah, and if we're going to call that, we're going to be plenty of times. And one more here. This time seemed like the elbow did come up too high and actually hit the player on the chest area or in the neck area. If we were to get a replay there, but this time seemed to me as the right call. There's too much action up top.
Again, we get the advantage of looking at our monitor for a replay and watching it in slow motion from a different angle. And we can say, oh, maybe that wasn't the right call, but in real speed, real time.
We mentioned him here yesterday.
Get that advantage.
Let me mention him again. Ruben Mañano, Olympic coach, medalist, gold medalist, right? Legendary coach down in South America. He always says, you know, with the newspaper on your hand the next day, everybody is a war general, right? So if you know what's going on and you're going to give your comment, then we're going to get it right. Now, the people down there, the referees itself, they don't have that privilege of the replay. They don't have the privilege of see what the outcome was. So they got to make a decision on the act. So we're just giving our feedback at times, you know, but credit to these refs for being able to deliver such a high-level service. And I want to say, I've heard, you know, from perhaps 30 calls that they're going to make in the game, they're going to get 27 or 28 right. So we're talking about, you know, the guys are going to get up in the 90%. So that 10% that we miss, we should not worry about.
These are the best officials in the world. Standard training. So familiar with the rules. The enforcement is very consistent.
And if we were to just throw one last example, Craig, you know, even if we said, you know, Albert Einstein has a classic one when he walks in the classroom and he puts 1 times 10 is 10, 2 times 20, 2 times 2 is 20, all the way up to 100. But when he puts 10 times 90, 10 times 9 is 91, everybody in the classroom would say, hey, hold on a second, you made a mistake. And he said, yeah, I made one mistake and I got 9 right. And we paid attention to the one that we made a mistake to. So I think that happens a lot with the referees. You know, they get 90% of the time right, and we remind ourselves about them on that 10%, that little one that they made.
And the beauty of it, Victor, is they rarely make a mistake on a big key call.
Yeah, and that's right. There's calls and calls. There are moments in the game that you definitely want to avoid a crucial turning point call. So yes, there are moments and moments. But these guys, so glad to see that the best ones are out here.
So the Plouffe sisters in the background for Team Canada.
So now Brazil gets the warning
medalist in this event
for not allowing a quick restart from Trinidad. But go ahead, Craig.
I'm just saying the Plouffe sisters there in the background, sitting on the right side of the court with Team Canada, defending bronze medalists in this event. Brazil leading 10-4, each team with 5 team fouls. Coming up on 5.5 minutes to play, that too short. And notice our on-court host slash public address announcer slash semi-play-by-play guy is seated today. He was on his feet all day yesterday, every second of every game. Can't say I blame him for sitting down today. I don't think I could call all those games we called yesterday standing up. Not at my advanced age. And now a 2 from the corner. It's Brazil up by 8.
And the reason why Luana was able to knock down this corner shot is because Brazil does a great job in transition with finding. So there was a flare screen. There was a screen that allowed her to go to the base, just like right there. See, there's a flare screen right there. And Brazil with the open up shot from the corner that time.
Now an open look from 2 for Crystal George. It won't fall down. Now a 2 from D'Souza. She misses that one. The putback hits the ring on the way up.
Vanessa tried to go quickly reverse.
Noel. Yeah.
Yeah, Noah just seemed like she had her hands up, but just brought it down a little bit. And Brazil in full cruise control mode, even though this team plays hard, man. You can see the determination and the way their body language and the way they're playing with each other. So Brazil coming here with a serious agenda.
And although Brazil beat Barbados 21-1 in their opener just a little bit ago, they look a lot better in this game.
Yep. And that's because, you get that first game out of your belt, you're able to now sweat it off a little bit. You can there is a comfort level that brings confidence, right? So once you're able to settle in, now all of a sudden you can get comfortable and try to play to your maximum. And Brazil's doing that. This is a very athletic, tough team that can play multiple positions. So Brazil, interesting squad.
Two-pointer, no good. De Silva helped up off the deck. She gets up, hobbled a little bit. Ooh, yeah, she went down hard after the collision with big Afisha Noel. Silva at 5'5", Noel at 6'3", and Silva getting a little bit of attention there. Went down hard on that hip and lower back tailbone area. Anybody who's had a jolt in that area knows that's pretty painful.
Oof. Oh yeah, that's the one. And we're getting plenty of support here, Craig, on our chat on the FIBA 3x3 channel. A lot of Trinidad and Tobago fans, Brazilian fans. We had several of Haiti fans coming through. So if you're watching us, say hi to us, ask your question if you want even. And we're here all day with you on the 3x3 AmeriCup 2022.
I had a chance to do that in the U18 World Cup, where we were actually doing a little bit more interactive of a broadcast on the basketball channel on YouTube. Wasn't calling the play-by-play as much, but doing a lot of interacting with the fans on the socials, and it was an absolute blast. Had a lot of fun with the Lithuanian fans. They are just absolutely the best out there, but we're so glad that fans are watching from around the Americas, Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti and everywhere else.
Yes, we are in basketball in a great place right now. Everyone, the sport's so popular. Everyone just wants to be a part of. So honored and so happy to see countries and our fans here in the live chat, coming through and watching us on the AmeriCup 3x3 2022.
Beautiful replay of Luana de Souza. She was, of course, looking at the backboard, but looked like she was looking right at all of us. Gonçalves made that pass inside difficult, but now Trinidad scores, and it's 14-5, 3:17 to play. Gonçalves goes reverse and scores, gets the lead back to 10. Here's Jamila McCarthy, beautiful move. A little wide on the layup attempt, though. Now Gonçalves off the glass again, the quick turnaround, and she scores over Nikaya Baptiste. Spinner
Gonçalves
won't go.
Put in a clinic, Craig, on how to utilize your body and gain positions. She's just able to do the work before the ball comes, so when it comes, she's right near the basket.
Look out to Gonçalves, beats the shot clock, but the shot won't go. And the rebound back tapped out of bounds by Crystal George, and possession will stay with Brazil. 16-5, 2:35 to play. Once again, alongside Victor Mansouri, I'm Craig Theta. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world. Watching on the basketball channel on YouTube. Layup attempt misses, and Baptiste circles it all the way around, misses the jumper. Victoria Marcelino misses the three. There we go again. Another quarter in the jar, misses the two-point attempt. That was one of those where she was so wide open she thought about it. Just launch that thing. You see that so many times. A guy or a gal will be out behind that three-point arc, can't believe that they're that wide open. They'll pull it back down and then shoot it and miss it. Two-pointer by Noel misses.
And Brazil, even though they had a good start to this game and they're having a solid game, facing a bit of a challenge here as a recent try to get the ball in the basket. They're getting a good look, but just not able to finish.
Now here's Marcelino. Ice thought about the shot at the free throw line. Instead, she gets it over to Victoria, and she scores, and it's a 12-point edge for Brazil with 1:30 to play. And I think De Silva was anticipating the teammate rolling. Ice, two-point attempt, errant. And now here's Fisha Noel missing. Back up underneath, off the square and in. Fisha Noel scores, the 36-year-old from Port of Spain. And now an easy lay in there for Marcelino. Inside of a minute to play, Brazil on top 18-6. Brazil going to try to close out Trinidad. Fifth game of the day already, Victor.
Fifth game of the day, and I think that both Brazil and Trinidad feeling it a little bit playing their second game on a quick turnaround. You know, we see it even though with the substitutes coming through, their body language is just not able to square up right here. You can see there's a couple of turnovers, sloppy play, and you can see that through especially the passes, the body language on the passes. So let's see if both these squads can finish up strong here. There's so much potential for both of them. But again, even though it seems it's a 10-minute game, because of the dynamic, the transition all the time, you really, really have to be in top shape.
The short shot clock, too, at 12 seconds. You know, if you're in a frenzied full court game, if you're end-to-end action for a few moments, you know, you can go to a half-court set and just kind of work some time off the clock and catch your breath. You don't have that luxury or that opportunity here in the 3x3 game because the shot clock's only 12 seconds. If you stand around on offense trying to catch your breath after some transition play, you're going to be putting up a bailout shot because you're going to look up and the shot clock's going to be in red.
No, it's transition all the time. So you're always going from either a defensive play to offensive play, back to defensive play, doesn't stop, either setting the screen or defending the screen. So really there's a pressing dynamic, to your point, on the shot clock with the 12 seconds. So it is back-to-back, stay on top of your heels, on your tippy toes, excuse me, because really it's a very dynamic play.
Nice feed from Lais da Silva to Vitória Marcelino. She draws the foul and hits the first free throw. Vitória hits them both, and Brazil needs one to win. Here's Noel for three, for two, splash it. Beautiful shot there by Afisha Noel as Trinidad gets into double figures. Souza goes for the win. Can't get it. Noel spinning, dealing, can't get it to fall. Brazil with 11 seconds left for the win and nail it. Vanessa Gonçalves hitting the two-pointer. Brazil needed only one, so they win at 22-10.
So convincing win by Brazil here, Craig, as expected. This is a team that does have the control of the lane. They do have set plays. They have very decent outside shooting. So Brazil imposed their will, kept the turnovers low, and really able to walk out here with their second win of the day. Beautiful play here by Vanessa Gonçalves. She went baseline perhaps twice, and an awesome job, just an absolute clinic on how to seal the player down low and get the position. So Brazil with a solid, convincing win.
Back to the men's draw next for Ecuador and Aruba. Brazil moves to 2-0 in group play. Trinidad and Tobago falls to 1-1. Quick turnaround for Ecuador as they played just prior to this Brazil-Trinidad game. There we get a look at Team Aruba once again. Dwayne Viotti, Irvan Viltus, Jadeward Ashby, and Andre Bryson. Aruba defeated Haiti 21-4 in the first men's game this morning. As we await the final stats on the Brazil-Trinidad game. So Lais da Silva did not score in that game. Luana de Souza had 5. Vanessa Gonçalves had 9. And Vitória Marcelino had 8. For Trinidad and Tobago, Afisha Noel had 5 points. Micaiah Baptiste had 1. Crystal George had 3. And Jamila McCarthy had 1 as well. Ecuador wins the toss as we get a look at some of the fans there. Our officials for this one, Deanna Jackson and Felipe Valenzuela. Again, just can't compliment enough the officiating in this tournament. All FIBA tournaments, really.
And when we talk about, Craig, I'm so glad you mentioned that. When we talk about the development of federations, the coaching clinics, we also have to mention the work that's done with the referees, either locally through the referee association or the referee group in the federation, and as well as FIBA. FIBA does have year-round development programs and plenty of training for these guys. So yeah, hats off to FIBA and the national federations in having a solid development program to give this men and women really a way to give back to the game, still be part of the game, and also make a living out of it.
Beautiful drive and right-hand lay in there. Alexander Guerra gives Ecuador the 2-1 lead, and now the two-pointer up and good by Jadeward Ashby. Now Cardenas working his way in as it's stripped away by Viotti, and it's going to be Ecuador ball.
A lot of people say,
there's 6'9", biggest player on Aruba, 6'1", Wayne Viotti. So no doubt Ecuador is going to look to feed the big man. But Aruba on top right now, 3-2, as Andre Bryson slips away from his defender, making it 4-2. And Jordan Cardenas looks a little frustrated here early on.
He does, and because it's a quick turnaround, they got to really forget what just happened and play this new game. And all of a sudden, he got the ball down low this time and brought it down a bit too much. So Cardenas, he's getting the argument he got hacked, and perhaps he did in the face there. But he brought the ball down, which allowed for the reach in. As you catch, you want to go right back up with it. So absolutely right, Craig. Quick turnaround here for Ecuador. Let's see if Cardenas can, get their emotion in check and be able to put their best outing here. Yeah, because you don't want to get into this game where you're disputing every play or trying to argue a call, because really what that does is just takes your focus away from your game plan and from your teammates. At this level, you are really not fighting, but you're competing against yourself, first of all. And then second, you are also putting your best outing for your teammates. If you do that, if you do what you're supposed to do, it doesn't matter who you're playing or who the referees are. That's the best way to pull out your full potential.
Two-pointer missed by Ashby. Aruba gets it back. 2 on the way. That's good.
So late closeout led to an open 2 there.
And now Cardenas scores. Make it 7-3.
You see that? That's just too much room.
Wow,
you can't allow, Craig, just too much room. You can't be guarding from the free throw line. You got to close out that perimeter, or else you're going to get beaten going to the basket.
Ecuador's got to get some stops here. That time Cardenas draws the foul on the drive by Bryson.
And they just emphasize our point there. Bryson goes right back to the one-on-one with Cardenas, because Cardenas staying at the free throw line. And even though he pretty much challenged that going up, he's a step behind because he's giving too much room for Aruba to come downhill on that one-on-one.
Rebound goes off the hand of Cardenas, so it's Aruba ball, and now Bryson launches the deuce, and that is good. Aruba now with a 10-4 lead over Ecuador. Drive by Martinez won't go, and now here's Bryson again. Kick out to Viotti, and now underneath to Viltas. His shot is in, and Aruba running away with this one early. Ecuador trying to feed Cardenas, but Aruba's offense is the problem right now for Ecuador. The long deuce just short by Martinez. I was not expecting this out of this game, Victor. I thought Aruba was going to have all sorts of trouble with Jordan Cardenas, and he has scored. But Aruba's been shooting the ball very well, executing offensively. Rebound by Sanchez, stolen away by Aruba. Here comes
And it is
Viltas.
because Aruba right now, Craig, is the quicker team. They're the quickest ones to the ball. They're the ones getting to the basket. They're the ones making the ball move. So that's the reason why Aruba's up top, is they're the quickest team right now.
Strong work under the hole there by Guerra. And he's going to go to the free throw line to try to complete the two-point play. And a timeout called.
And if you're Ecuador, plenty of time for you to kind of buckle up your press a little bit, your defense, your one-on-ones. So if you can do that, keep Aruba on check, then you can climb back into this game. Plenty of time for them to do so, but they have got to be the better defensive team. Right now, the technique actually and the physicality just not there.
Certainly not an insurmountable deficit for Ecuador. We saw yesterday a couple of big comebacks, most notably by the Jamaican women, down 9. Came back to win that one late. Ecuador down just 7 with still 6 minutes and 51 seconds to play. Iraq completes the two-point play, and it's 11-6. Kick out to Bryson. He drives, hangs inside the defense. Shot won't go. That was a tough shot by Bryson. All 3 Ecuador defenders were on that ball that time.
And that's how you get back in it. You know, you challenge every single play. Forget the scoreboard. Just play the next possession.
Garage shot. I think somebody got a piece of that from behind. And now here's Viltas handing it off to Ashby. Ashby picks up the dribble. Pass intercepted. 6:20 to play. Martinez feeds Guerra, and he scores, and it's 11-7. Ecuador back to within 4. In the blink of an eye, this 3x3 can turn around. Now the long 2 won't fall for Andre Bryson. Now Aruba has it back after the miss by Martinez. Right-hand drive, no. Cardenas getting a break on the bench for Ecuador as Martinez hits the 2, and now Ecuador trails by just 2, 11-9.
Yeah, and they only trail by 2, Craig, because they got back into this game by playing better defense. When they made the sub and they went with a more athletic team, they were starting to play better defense, and they got themselves there.
Now Cardenas back in the game for Ecuador.
You have to be able to change pace quickly defensively, you know, get to the guys, get to the closeouts, have the agility to slide, stay with guys, and then go for that rebound up top. So it is a game of speeds above all. Obviously, you know, we see the height, but it's a game of speed, and Ecuador got back into this game by being the quicker defensive team in the last 2 minutes.
Free throw by Viotti, well short, gets his own rebound, shot blocked. Cardenas tracks it down along the baseline. Guerra stripped on the way up. There's Viotti, goes baseline, good defense by Martinez, but an even better shot by Viotti to get that in.
That's right. He had no angle and still able to twist his body and come through to shoot that ball off the glass. So good offense, good defense, but better offense.
Some battling away from the ball between Cardenas and Viltas. Foul called. Here's the drive. Ooh, almost looked like he traveled a little bit, but Cardenas goes off the glass, and Ecuador trails by 2, 12-10. And an offensive foul.
Yeah, it seemed like Cardenas this time just had his left elbow up high. Let's see right there. Boom. Yep. Got him in the chin.
That was completely unintentional there. And it wasn't even
contact.
as if he was trying to, it wasn't even as if he was trying to hook with that elbow. He just had it up high.
Yeah, unintentional, inadvertently. It just too much high, like you said, got him in the chest. And good job by Aruba in selling that play too. Man, we got ourselves a ball game here now, Craig.
Yes, we do. Ecuador trailed by 7. Now down by just 2. 5 team fouls for Aruba, just 3 for Ecuador. Now Martinez on the drive with the right hand, and Ecuador trailing now by just 1, 12-11. 2-point attempt misses by Viotti, and now Ecuador can tie with a single point here and take the lead with a 2 as the kick called by Deanna Jackson.
Yeah, actually going to call it a trip. Yeah.
Yep.
Tripped in there, just too much of a wide stance. Got called almost like a soccer foul, if you will.
Yeah.
Here in the 3x3.
Martinez for the floater, or with the floater for the tie. Couldn't get it to fall. Now Viotti driving baseline. Cardenas wipes it off of there. Cardenas up in close, off the square and in, and we are tied up at 12.
Good ball movement.
47 to play. Yeah, very good ball movement by Ecuador. 16-foot jumper by Aruba misses. Now don't forget, overtime, if the teams are tied after 10 minutes. Shot blocked there by Bryson. Out of bounds, and is that going to be a shot clock violation? It is. If the teams are tied after 10 minutes, we go to overtime, the clock goes off, and the first team to score 2 points in overtime will win. Saw just a moment ago in the Guyana-Ecuador game, you don't need to win by 2, because one team can score a 1-pointer and the other team can shoot a 2 to win it. That's what happened when Delroy James went glass for the deuce to win it for Guyana just a few moments ago.
So what a momentum swing we have had today in this game. You know, Aruba started out with plenty of momentum, got themselves a lead, like you said, in Ecuador, right back into it, and we got ourselves a tight one. 12-12 with 3:27. Let's see if the team can stay disciplined to their strengths.
Now Ecuador looking for the lead. Kick out to Sanchez for 2. That missed. Cardenas fighting for the rebound. Poked around. Sanchez gets it. Off the glass and in, and Ecuador is on top now by the score of 13-12. Aruba led 11-4. So a 9-1 run by Ecuador in this one.
Until that play, make it 9-2, Craig. Look at this. Beautiful drive, able to go to the offhand on the reverse. Finish with the left and the 2-point play.
Now Aruba back on top, 14-13. Shot blocked out of bounds. I believe that was Jadeward Ashby on the block. But Cardenas, that's just too easy for him over Andre Bryson. If Ecuador can get Cardenas close to the bucket and feed in the ball, he's just going to absolutely torture Aruba, but Aruba's so active and athletic, they make it difficult to do that. And now Alexander Guerrero with the 2-pointer, and Ecuador back on top, 16-15. 2:12 to play. Spinning move by Viotti, and the foul called.
And I think on the spin move, most likely going up. So this will be a shooting foul. Going to earn themselves a trip to the charity stripe. See right there, nice spin move, just a reach in. A lot of ball, but I guess some hand as well. But I'm with you. If I'm Ecuador, last 2 minutes here, I want to play from inside out as they have the advantage with Jordan Cardenas down low.
Tied up at 16, and a foul called on the shot, and I believe that's going to be a technical. Yeah, we do have a technical
Yes, it
foul
is.
called by Deanna Jackson.
Good pickup.
again,
Most likely there was. Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
If you're used to the American game where you see in the NCAA and the NBA where you see the two palms come together for the tee, that's the same call here, but on a timeout, you'll see the one finger and the palm for the timeout. That's how you, in FIBA play, differentiate between the timeout and the technical. Cardenas can't get it to fall. My goodness.
The rim was closed down there in Miami just now.
Tough bucket there. My goodness. Jadeward Ashby. Now Guerra for two. That misses. Follows the shot. Off the glass and in. Great follow by Alexander Guerra. Gives Ecuador the 1-point lead.
And with an 18-17 score, high score here, Craig, and 135 to go, what are we going to get first? Are we going to get teams of 21 first, or are we going to get we're going to run out of time? So great game that we have here in our hands.
Aruba now with 17 fouls. Ecuador with 6. Free throw missed. Here comes Bryson spinning, kicking it out. Here's Viati. Shot clock at 3. Ashby misses the 2, and it's going to be Ecuador ball. Leading by 1, 18-17 with a minute 26 to play. And timeout on the floor. For all the official content on this tournament, including stats, highlights, recaps, videos, photos, news, information, head to the official tournament website, FIBA.basketball/3x3 AmeriCup/2022. And if you're looking for information about 3x3, if you're new to the game, want to see how the rules shake out, the differences between this game and the 5-on-5 game, you can go to the FIBA website as you see Martin Martinez with ice on that left knee. That's going to be a key factor for Ecuador.
It is, and as the tournaments go on, you know, with a lot of banging going on and guys just the physicality of play, you're going to have to start playing through some injuries, some minor injuries. Hopefully it's nothing too much for him as they need him with 126 to go. But definitely getting the ball down low and playing from inside out is a good strategy.
Cardenas tries to bull his way to the bucket. And Viati commits the foul. But to finish the thought, if you're looking for more information about 3x3 basketball, including upcoming events, rules, and much more, head to FIBA 3x3.basketball. Cardenas misses the free throw. Going to put Ecuador to within 1 for the win with a pair of free throws here. Second one up and in. So now Ecuador can win it with a 2-pointer. 19-17, a minute 15 to play. Ashby driving on the much larger Cardenas, throws up the prayer with the right hand as the shot clock expires. Now the feed down to Cardenas, guarded by the much smaller Ashby at 5'8". And somehow Ashby coaxes Cardenas to give up the ball.
Yeah, not a good feed that time to the big. They had to try to do something with it and got nothing out of it.
Shot off the glass with the shot clock winding down, won't go. Now here's Sanchez. The right-hand lay-in is good, and Ecuador now needs just one to win. 20-17, 45 seconds to play. Here's Ashby. That won't go. Cardenas the rebound, and now Ecuador can win it. Gets it into Cardenas, and they're going to say the bucket won't count. Looks like Sanchez did not clear it all the way.
No good. We still got game going on here in Miami, as there was no clearance. So this should be a Aruba ball up top.
Yeah, I didn't
Down
quite
three.
see it. Maybe
See right
we'll get
there,
a look at
rebound.
the angle here.
I see what camera angle, and oh, that's a
boy,
close
looks
one.
like both feet were outside.
Once again, we get the replay.
No. Yeah,
we got the
the
newspaper in our hands. But let's see what they go back to the screen with. Most likely, this might count. Yeah, it looked like he did have 2 feet, even though. So tough angle for the referee to come from the other side and be able to see that. Strong side referee, the lead referee was down at the baseline, did not catch. Let's see right there. And we're not going to get an angle right here. We can't see it on this one. We'd have to see on the other one. And then we're going to have to pause it right there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
no, you know what? But it looks like, if you back it up, it looks like that right foot was not outside when he first took the pass.
Yeah, might be right, and that's most likely what the referee saw. So with the replay, let's see.
Yeah, it looks like Sanchez came down after the pass outside the arc. So I think Felipe Valenzuela got this one right.
So there's a learning message here, Craig, and we always remember that Ray Allen shot, right, where he was able to kind of backpedal into the corner. For the young ones watching out there, it's extremely important that you learn how to get to your spots without having to look to the lines if you're either out of bounds or, in this case, inside the arc. You have got to be able to practice that, count it inside your head, know your spacing. So when your team gets the possession and you got to get to that spot, you got to get to it without looking, without thinking about it, just like you should have the shot clock on your mind as well. Once it goes down that 7 or 8 seconds, you're counting your head 6, 5, 4. So that's the type of mentality at this level that you got to have. And we saw that difference be happening right there.
Now Cardenas gets it back inside. That time, it's 20-17. Aruba still with some life. 16 seconds to play. Off the glass and in. Now Aruba, if they get it back, can win with a 2. Oh, beg your pardon. They only are at 18. I thought they got to 19. Here's Viotti. He can't get it to roll in, and time is going to expire. A thriller as Ecuador holds off Aruba 20-18. Aruba led 11-7. Yeah, Aruba gives up a 9-1 run to Ecuador, and Ecuador comes away with the 2018 win. What a game.
What a game. Let's give Ecuador credit, being persistent, even though they did not have a good start off the block. You see right there as the Ecuadorian fans, recognizing all the effort. What a great scene to see, a huge Ecuadorian community down in Miami. So this is so nice, and we say hi to Ecuador and their fans. Absolutely love to see them there, but give them praises. They did not give up, Craig. They kept on playing and were able to come up on top, and Guerra with a nice outing as well. On Cardenas, once he established himself down low, that gave them the game back, and especially when Ecuador tightened up their defense on that perimeter play of Aruba, that's when they got back into it. So no secrets. Do the basic things well, and it starts on the defensive end.
Ecuador moves to 2-1. Aruba falls to 1-2 as we look at the final numbers, as we get ready for the next game. Martin Martinez, 3 points. Edward Sanchez, 2. Alexander Guerra, 7. Jordan Cardenas, 8. For Aruba, Dwayne Viatti, 5. Irvin Viltas, 1. Jadeward Ashby, 2. And Andre Bryson. How about this? 10 points, Victor, for Andre Bryson.
Andre Bryson, he's got that smooth game to him. You know, he's wearing that 2-4, that 24 that we all know about. So he's got that smooth game to him and able to get in that second game, you know, a little bit more of a, he was able to, you know, the ball handling was there, the ability to get to the hoop. So good job by Bryson.
Next up, it's Haiti and Guyana. Here we get a look at Team Haiti. Number 6, Marvin Pétion. Number 8, Farnol Degan. 22, Antoine Joseph. And 26, Junior Saintel. For Guyana in green, number 3, Nicolai Smith. Number 4, Delroy James. Number 5, Gordon James. And number 10, Shelroy Thomas. There's Angel Martinez with the coin flip. Angel says, hey, need to get on camera here.
That's right. Angel, just an absolute master at this. Has been doing it for years. So happy to see him. There he is, Angel Martinez and Gonzalo Paz. Really, what an honor. Have had the opportunity to have lunch with him, you know, travel with him in the FIBA tournaments. And this is a guy, hats off to him, that everybody respects in the FIBA world, Angel Martinez. What a character. Just freeze him up and pull up in his face. That's how you start the game if you're Haiti. This Haiti team's got, again, they got a lot to them. And Guyana is going to have their handful. This is a very interesting game, interesting matchups because of the players out there. And Haiti, they had a good outing last game. Let's see if they can put it up again. As we see them, going down low. Good spacing, enough spacing to operate. Yeah, that's what you do. You have the height advantage. You got the mismatch. Go down low and just pound the defender. Nothing they can do about it but double team.
Delroy James, the rebound, drives, gives it up, tried to give it up underneath, but instead turned it over to Junior Saintel. Now the 2 on the way. And that just rolls off. And the foul on the putback attempt by Saintel.
Saintel, good job following the play there. You know, got the ball, went up strong with it, and a good hard foul by Guyana, making him earn it at the line. And young ones out there, have that routine for that free throw line. You know, be able to get yourself, you know, comfortable. You do have the 10 seconds to take that shot. So practice your routine, get your legs under you, and knock down those free throws. Above 80% is what we're looking for. 80% free throw line is what we're looking for at this level, Greg. You can get to 90, obviously you'll be the best in the leagues. And if you're under at the 70 or 60, there's some room for improvement there.
Haiti yesterday lost to Ecuador 16-11, and then earlier today defeated Aruba 21-4. And now that time Saintel scores to tie it up at 3. Guyana yesterday defeated Aruba 20-14. And then just a little while ago defeated Ecuador 13-12 in overtime.
And then stoppy turnover here by Haiti. You got to make the catches with the 2 hands, you know. Obviously, that is what it is. Like, we know, 2 hands on the ball, so you avoid what just happened, which is just a simple turnover on that outlet pass. And I was saying here, got tipped, so it's going to remain. Got tipped by Haiti, Craig, is going to remain Guyana ball.
And completely unaware of the shot clock is Delroy James.
Yep, nowhere to be found. That shot clock. He was still looking down at his dribble when the shot clock went down.
It's funny, every time we say Guyana ball, I chuckle to myself because that's the name of the team's Facebook page, Guy Anna Ball. And Delroy James fouled on his way to the bucket.
Delroy James taking no for an answer. You know, we saw him knock down the game winner last game. This time going to his left behind the back there to change directions and then earning himself a trip to the free throw line. So good job on that change of direction.
Big on the drive, draws the foul. Thought for a moment that Angel Martinez was wearing tailored trousers there, but he's got the compression wear underneath the shorts.
That's called professionalism. You know, this is when you know the guy has done this already a few moons already. Not his first rodeo. He knows exactly what's going on.
That two-pointer is good by Junior Santel, and Haiti takes the lead 5-3. Stolen away by Nicolai Smith, and then it goes out of bounds.
Let's see what the call here is. We're going to have a media timeout. But from my angle here, hopefully we can get a replay. They're going to call a foul on Guyana, Craig. However, I'm not sure. It was a dispute up top. Nobody had the ball. Both teams were pretty much loading for it. Let's see if we go. This is a replay from the other play. Good job going to the rack. Follow your shot, young fella, and go quickly back up with it. And Gordon, he's just, James just a very difficult player to guard in that one-on-one. Anyhow, that last foul called here, not sure about. Seemed like none of the teams had control, fair fight, but referee saw it otherwise.
Victor, is that a new hand signal that FIBA's using for the media timeout?
Yeah, it seems like it, right? Like the old camcorder.
Yeah,
the old camcorder where we have to put, you know, I remember those toys that we had to kind of like, you know, load it up before and then let it go by itself. It's kind of like those cameras, media timeout. So for us, you know what's funny though is, you know, for us to speak sign language, I do myself speak American Sign Language, and you can definitely pick up on a few cues. And that's a clear one, even though, you know, it's perhaps an old signal. It is a clear one, so immediate timeout there. I believe that might be here for the 3x3, Craig. I'm not sure that's the same signal that we have for the 5s, but here it's clear to us.
But, I mean, you know, we obviously have media timeouts in the 5-on-5 tournaments, but I've just never seen that signal before.
Yeah, I agree
I don't know if that's something new that FIBA's rolling out here.
Maybe it has, yep, 100%.
Oh, a beautiful follow there by Shelroy Thomas. And now the open
that's a
from
play
the wing won't go.
That we haven't seen too much yet, which is just throw it off the glass and go get it yourself. You know, pretty much a self-pass off the glass.
Shelroy Thomas scores, and we are tied up at 6.
Yeah, Thomas, the shortest man on the floor, but threw the ball off the glass to himself. And a lot of that time, I've had a coach who used to tell us that. Say, hey, you're in trouble down low. Everybody else is being guarded. There's no passing lanes for you. Throw it off the glass and go get it. A self-pass off the backboard.
He takes the 1-point lead. The 2-pointer by Delroy James, no good. Now here's Antoine Joseph. Stolen out of there by Delroy James. Joseph gets it back, tries to throw it off of Delroy James, and it's Guyana ball. Now the long two off the glass and in. Nikolai Smith gives Guyana the 8-7 lead, and now Joseph for the answer. Won't go, gets it back, and then flips it outside. Little scoop two-hand layup there. That won't fall.
And I tell you, for Guyana, the bank is open on a Sunday. We have seen them win the games. We've seen them knock down shot here with Smith. Don't matter if it's a wire transfer, ACH transfer, Bitcoin, don't matter. The bank is open this weekend, my friend, and they're knocking down shots off that glass like it's nothing.
Petillon hits the free throw, and we're tied back up at 8. Just past the halfway point of this game, at least as far as the clock goes. And now Guyana back on top by 1. Kick out to Saintel. Oh, beautiful baseline drive, goes reverse. Junior Saintel ties it back up at 9.
Good job staying with that play, too.
James saved it, but saved it inbounds to Degan. Two-point attempt misses, and now Guyana has it back. Here's Delroy going between the legs. And a whistle.
A lot of that street ball 101. We also remember the N1 back then, you know. So just size him up right there, put him to sleep with the dribble between the legs. And then the Haiti player saying, hold on a second, I'm just defending here my ground. I got to stay here. But referee said, no, sir, you got him with the head check.
Two-point attempt by Thomas misses, and we are still tied at 10.
And that time, just a bit too late on that slide. Good call by Angel. He said 2 hands there, push off. It's a bit too late getting to that baseline.
Back up top for the 2. That did Delroy James get a piece of that? Because that missed very badly.
Missed very badly. We're going to blame it in the wind. Strong winds down in South Florida, you know, definitely blew that one out.
I don't know, man. I don't see those flags moving very much.
Hey, I'm trying to stick up for my guy here. You know, definitely saw some. There was a wind gust, right? There was a moment there that definitely got us.
The venue is covered, but it is open to the elements. These players are subject to dealing with heat, humidity, wind. Wind hasn't been much of a factor. We saw the breezes kick up somewhat yesterday. It's been fairly calm today so far. We saw the sun coming in from the left side of the court, but now as it's risen in the sky, we don't see those long shadows on the floor and players squinting and shielding their eyes from the sun. So the sun will not be a factor the remainder of the day, but you never know with the wind. Tied up at 10, 3:40 to play. Shelroy Thomas, a little wheeling and dealing, trying to get past Petillon.
Woof.
Petillon swats that onto the practice court.
You don't send that over to the Caribbean, all the way over to Haiti. He said, get that out of here, my friend. We're taking none of that today.
Pull up 2 with the shot clock expiring. And Shelroy Thomas will go to the free throw line for a pair on the foul on the 2-point shot.
Thomas made something out of nothing. Short clock winding down. Haiti just has to be a bit more disciplined, challenge the shot, but don't get into his cylinder. And that time earning Guyana a trip to the free throw line that can be worth 2 points.
Thomas hits the first, the 31-year-old from Pequani. Again, you hear that music in the background. The music plays nonstop as Thomas hits both free throws. Yeah, just Had such a fun street feel. Now the 2 on the way. It was a good look there by Pétion, but it did not fall. Beg your pardon, that was Degan on the miss. 3:09 to play. Guyana leading by 2, 12-10. Guyana now with 16 fouls. Haiti with 5.
And then James that time, Craig, just the ability to put it on the deck. Because he's left-handed, then all of a sudden once he switched to the other side on that 1-2 step, it confused the defender a little bit and committed the blocking foul. So Delroy James showing us all kinds of ball handling skills here.
That may be the first time I've ever seen somebody go to the free throw line without dribbling the ball. Usually guys and gals have a routine, and the foul on Gordon James on the rebound. Usually free throw shooters have a routine. They'll go up, they'll dribble it twice, pause, dribble it 2 more times, pause, dribble it once, flip the ball with a little backspin. You know, everybody's got their own routine.
Yep.
Delroy just walked out, give me the ball and I'll shoot it. I don't need to bounce it around.
Walked out, man.
Forget wasting this time.
Really, you really want to get a good grip of the ball, right? So that palming is the first thing you have. You have the ability there to kind of like, hey, let me get a good grasp of it. And then you want to breathe a little bit, really measure that distance, you know, that you have towards the rim, and use your legs. And that's where the balance is. Use too much leg, too much power, no legs, going to be short. So if you get a good palm, like you said, see right here, him spinning, kicking it to himself, take a breath, look at the rim, and then bend your knees, follow through. I mean, there's no secret to that. But without a dribble, I couldn't do it either. I'm with you. You want to get a hold of the ball a little bit.
Oh, beautiful spin by Nikolai Smith. It wouldn't fall, but the putback is up and in. Now Guyana leading 14-11 inside 2:40 to play. Degan scores. Get Haiti back to within 2. Joseph denied that pass. Gets it back. Joseph attacks the rim off the glass. No. And now Joseph will go to the free throw line. They need a crane to help him up.
I applaud the effort here. Both teams going hard, you know, on the floor, fighting for the balls, coming on from help side, challenging the play. So good job. I applaud both teams for going at it with 2:20 here to go. That's exactly how you want to finish it up.
Joseph missing from the free throw line again.
A couple of big misses here for Haiti at the free throw line, Craig. These points are going to be missed. You don't want to be playing from behind.
That one rattles in. And now a 2 from the corner by Shelroy Thomas misses. Guyana gets it back. Now the drive. Joseph lines up the 3, won't go. Soaring rebound by Junior Saintel. Can't get it to fall, and now Guyana gets it back again inside 2 minutes to play. Shelroy for 2. That won't go in. They got the rebound. Here comes Haiti. Pull up by Saintel. No. Swooping in for the rebound is Antoine Joseph. He crashes to the court. And now the open mid-range jumper is up and good.
Yeah, but Haiti right now is settling. We gave praises for them to attacking the glass and going for the second chance points. This time it was the opposite. Last time they sticked around the perimeter, and Guyana doesn't have the 18 fouls, so Haiti wants to try to explore that.
A nice play to get Saintel in close. And Haiti now trailing by 1, 15-14, $1:20 to play. A little stutter step move by Delroy James. The defense equal to it, though, and a shot clock violation as the ball never hit the rim.
Guyana's arguing that it did. I did not see it. I'll be frank with you.
I didn't think it did.
Okay, and I'll definitely take your word for it, because big call indeed, as Guyana has a 1-point lead. And if you hate it, it's like I said, go to the rim. That's what they did last possession, able to get a good position on a baby hook turnaround. Keep going to that. I mean, Guyana does have the 18 fouls. Haiti, you know, athletic enough to get into positions to their swingmans, their perimeter players, to get down low and go for the easy bucket.
Yeah, Delroy James and Gordon James have some size and length, but Antoine Joseph and Junior Saintel a little more beefy than the Jameses. So if they can get in close, maybe get a good look, they can tie this one up. Here's Degan. He drives, takes it himself, left hand, misses the layup. Outside, two-pointer on the way from Delroy James, and that is good. 3-point lead now for Guyana, 17-14. 45 seconds to play. That two-pointer misses wide right. Guyana can't run too much time, as you might see in a standard game, and Delroy James dribbles it on the half-court line, and that is a turnover. 31.4 to play.
And big possession here for Haiti, Craig.
And a foul on the drive as big Antoine Joseph gets the diesel loaded up and headed for the bucket, but a foul before any shot is up. So Antoine will go to the free throw line. Antoine Joseph, 38 years old, from Port-au-Prince.
He's missed a few. Not the time. You got to make them count right here, right now.
Cokes is the first one to fall in, and Haiti now down by 2. Let's see if he can cut the lead to 1. At least he gets them back to within 1 possession with that free throw. The veteran sinks both free throws, and Haiti now down by just 1, and Guyana turns it over.
Guyana turns it over carelessly on that outlet pass, just giving the ball over. Turnover, crucial turnover here.
Joseph handing to Saintel. He drives, hangs. Joseph can't get the tip-in rebound, but a foul called with 16.9 to play.
And Joseph had a clean tap to try to tie this game, just completely missed, and then fouled afterwards. Now, if you're Haiti, you don't want to let the white. There's a 4-second shot clock differential.
Oh, big two-pointer there. Getting it to 19-16. They never reset the shot clock, I don't think. I don't think they reset the shot clock because the horn sounded. Haiti got it back, put up a 2, and then scored a 1. But it's academic because the final score, Guyana wins by 2, 19-17.
Guyana with some big buckets here. We've seen the man, Delroy Adrian James, knock down the winner in the first game, knock down a few big threes, or twos, I might say, here in this game to pull up Guyana on top. Like you said, 19-17 with a humongous win over Haiti.
Get to see the Canadian women up next for the first time, taking on Guatemala. Guyana finishes group play at 3-0. Haiti finishes at 1-2. As we get a look at Team Guatemala. Look at Guatemala. For the first time, number 6, Michelle Garcia. Number 8, Vicky Juarez. Number 13, Luisa Rivas. And number 23, Natalie Pinelo. Final numbers on the Haiti-Guyana game. Marvin Petillon had 2 points. Farnold Degan had 1. Antoine Joseph